good evening, everyone, and welcome back to high school. I had to do it. I'm sorry.
Good lord.
To explain.
We will hate you for it later, don't worry.
Oh, I know, but I'm the master of ceremonies, so you can't do anything to me.
But high school's the one place I don't want to be back in.
No one wants to be back in high school,
Especially not
including
me.
our characters.
I didn't hate high school.
Oh,
And-
y'all know how much why I hated high school.
Of course.
Anyway, to give a quick recap of what's already happened, since unfortunately we didn't realize this was going to be more than just a random one-shot we did. We have our cast of a motley crew of weird, quirky, and overall strange individuals going to what is essentially just a ripoff of the high school I would have gone to if my family hadn't moved away from my grandparents, Green Sea Floyd's, in the little dusty town of Green Sea, South Carolina. Again, this is supposed to be a one-shot, so I was being lazy.
Hotels 3-star averaging $267.
Fucking what?
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 No,
What?
I mean, I was looking up Green Sea, South Carolina, and it said hotels 3-star averaging $267.
Way to go, Green Sea, hitting that mean average rating.
Can I be terrible for a second? I
Sure.
didn't know there was a hotel in Green Sea.
And none of the rest of and Kaze and myself aren't even in South Carolina, so who the fuck knew that?
I used Google.
I didn't.
Pokemon, why did you lie to me?
Alright. We're already like 10 minutes into this shit and haven't done anything productive.
Lies when you're making fun of stuff. Okay.
But to give a quick recap, it'd probably be best to just start off going down the list of our eclectic group here. Just get a name in character, what we're going to be calling you, so we know, and a quick description. If you could, just going down the list in Discord.
That means B, you're up first.
Okay.
Verbally. They cannot see Discord.
Fair enough. Sorry, I was focusing on typing that, but I said Marianne. I'm Marianne, and I am a gay mess that does not know a red light from a green light, so I'm probably going to be the cause of trouble for the first couple of episodes.
Oh, more than likely, yeah. And,
Should we also say what our skin is?
Skin and physical description, if you could, please.
Skin meaning the thing
Class.
that... Oh,
Yeah.
class, mortal. And the mortal is effectively, well, what it says is on the tin, literally. Our
AKA
goal...
your Bella Swan.
Yeah,
Yes.
fellow swan.
Bella Swan, but with actual character development.
Wow.
And not a terrible actress.
Oh, she's
Also
gotten
accurate.
better. She's gotten better.
Kristen Stewart, I do not blame
She's-
anyone for their performances in Twilight.
Especially Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Honestly, what's worse, from what I understand, the worst part about it was the casting, not the acting.
Yeah,
Oh no,
pretty
the
much.
direction. The direction is the worst part of that fucking thing. Next
Yeah.
to the writing, of course, but you know, what are you gonna do?
Well,
I'm pretty sure multiple people's careers were killed by that movie.
I've seen
Maybe.
most of them
To
in
be
other
honest-
things.
well,
To be honest, I haven't really given half a shit.
Well-
And can I get a physical description of Marianne, please?
All right. So she's small. She's like 5'4", like average height, but like shorter than all of them. She's got black hair, green eyes. She's mildly attractive, not any showstopper, but that's what you get when you're when you're a girl raised in a conservative family from a small town in South Carolina. She's kind of conservative in her dress usually. That means the sort of classic like sweater over an undershirt with a long skirt and comfortable shoes. She looks kind of nerdy, but she's not really nerdy as much as her friends are.
All right. That's Marianne. Can we continue down the list, please?
All right, I guess that's me, right?
Correct.
Yep, the weeb of the group.
We're all weebs here.
In
Yes,
character,
but
In
though.
character, though.
in character.
Hello, everyone. I am Sharu Aura. My skin is the Fae. I'm 6'2", dirty blonde hair with blue eyes. I prefer doing D&D, reading manga, and hanging out with my friends.
And, getting in trouble with his father for his car that he borrowed smelling like pussy.
Shh! We don't talk about that.
We do when we're doing a character introduction.
Alright. And Runic, if you would please.
Greetings, I'm Dimitiri Coaches. I am the skin of the witch. I am the tall, quiet, skinny guy in the back of the room, a little creepy, into the occult, and a little scarier if you get to know me. Keep my friends close, and I make sure my enemies regret that. I am the one that people come to if a boyfriend cheated on them, somebody stole from them, they got caught for a test and want revenge on the teacher. I'm an Adam Driver type, or V from Devil May Cry 5, if you're familiar with that as well. And he usually wears bright purple contact lenses to mask the eye color change when he hexes people. His parents are globetrotters, so he predominantly stays at home with his strange, occult-loving grandmother, Anya. And she pretty much lets him do whatever they want due to her more obscure ways, and she views him as special.
Wonderful introduction of a wonderfully manipulative and creepy bastard.
Oh, the witch is a monster.
Oh yeah, fucking terrifying. Next up.
What is poppin', everyone? My name's Joseph. And, I live by myself in a abandoned shack. My skin is the Hallow. I was spawned from some magical circle or another. Don't know who did it, and at this point in time, I am pretty much just the, of Dimitri's crew, I am pretty much the muscle, and that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Alright, and can you hit us with a physical description,
Oh,
please?
yeah,
Thanks.
sorry. I have blonde hair. I'm always wearing a pink jacket and not quite skinny jeans, but jeans that are too small, as well as a name brand pair of shoes, and it would all look really good if it wasn't constantly dirty as all hell.
Wonderful. Now, to complete our quick recap, the events of what was supposed to be a one-shot, as the group filed into class, they realized that one of their classmates, one of Dimitri's friends, Christina, was missing. They also realized that one of Sharu's friends, Skylar, was acting a little weird. After a small and ineffective encounter with the police, they planned a quick party, and with a few delays here and there, managed to get there without much going on. During which, thanks to Joseph's connection to some entity he does not fully understand, and Dimitri's, let's call them sticky fingers, the group managed to figure out Skylar was part of some plot, and before she could possibly hurt Marianne, they confronted her, assaulted her, and scared the living shit out of her.
And Marianne too.
I feel like you should really specify who assaulted her.
I think we both did in our own way.
I verbally did. You actually decked a person. Twice, if I remember correctly.
No, just once.
Joseph knocked the shit out of her. Dimitri hit her with a couple of hexes and took massive chunks out of her hair. Marianne left the room scared shitless. And the session ended with Joseph having a very in-depth and a bit dark conversation with Skylar as Sharu listened in. That is where we will be picking up this session.
And also an in-depth and dark past.
Yeah, there is.
I do think it also bears to mention that Dimitri led Marianne back down to the party. And he is currently in his darkest self.
He is indeed. We do have one player still in his darkest self. And we have one player that is probably about to be pretty pissed off. Now, Dimitri, Marianne, Joseph, Sharu, the floor is yours. The party is still going on. And Skylar is still scared shitless.
Are there any like pens and paper around this area?
I'm sure with a little bit of scavenging, you'd be able to find something.
All right. In that case, I'll find a pen and paper, write down my and Dimitri's address, tear it off, and say, "Look, when you want to start fixing things, come to either of these addresses," and I hand it to Skylar.
Okay, thank you.
Now, please put some clothes back on. This is really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
We did end the last session with me mentioning Dimitri would be heading back up. He wanted to keep up appearances, make sure Marianne reintegrated.
Mm-hmm. And we also left off with Sharu just listening in. Yeah, I should probably get on the whole getting dressed and going home thing.
Marianne's soul. Thank you.
B, you might need to rejoin.
Yeah. We do
Sorry
have
for
a history of technical difficulties with Discord.
Yeah.
Okay, does that work?
Yeah, that's good. Out of curiosity, what was Skylar wearing? Like before things happened.
Before, she was wearing what essentially was just a t-shirt and probably jogging shorts.
All right. In that case, Joseph, still being very uncomfortable about this, just gonna toss her his jacket. Cover yourself up. It's cold. And with that, he's going to start leaving the room.
As you leave, you see Sharu.
Oh, you're Sharu, right? I thought you were mixing drinks.
I got worried. And now I'm very, very upset.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the running theme for tonight, isn't it?
I'll see you back downstairs.
Fine, whatever. I'll just walk past him and head back to the party, and just sort of update Dimitri on the conversation we had, Marianne as well, if she is still with him.
At this point, I would have probably been back and at the doorway. You probably would have passed me, is what I'm trying to get at.
Okay. In that case, look, Dimitri, I talked to her a little bit. I honestly think she didn't know what she was getting into. But I did offer each of our addresses, and I just told her when she wants to start fixing things to come to one of them. Okay?
I'm not quite done with her, but understandable.
Alright, I'm gonna make sure Dennis and Marianne are okay because this still feels like a very suspicious situation. I'll see you back at the party. And with that, Joseph's gonna head back to the party.
Alright.
Sure.
Marianne has taken the spot back on the couch, holding a mixed drink. It's still kind of shaking a little bit. She's still a little scared from everything, but she's starting to calm down a little bit. A little bit of food also in her stomach is helping a bit.
And Sharu, rounding the door frame.
As you enter Sharu, at this point, Skylar is kind of trying to compose herself. She has the pink jacket wrapped around her shoulders as she's kind of digging through the mess, trying to find her actual clothing. She doesn't seem to notice you right away. Hi, Sharu.
I heard everything.
Shit.
Why didn't you come to me?
Like you would understand.
I thought we were friends.
Yes, I thought. I didn't want you mixed up with all of that shit, okay?
You know how worried I was about you, not hearing from you, having to hear from your mom you're okay.
Look, I didn't want you to see me like that, okay?
You are going to fix this, and you're going to promise me you're going to fix this.
I promise I'll get it fixed. Somehow. I'm not even sure what I did.
At this point, Dimitiri is behind Sharu. What you did was you made a deal with something beyond your comprehension, like any kind of idiotic twit would.
I deserve that.
You deserve so much more for the lives you have unintentionally caused to be lost. So, we are going to try and make this work. Sure.
Promise me something, Damien.
Dimitiri.
Wrong fucking
So-
name.
But that's fine.
So, no, he's pissed right now.
No, that's fine. It would actually be fitting if you didn't know my name.
I mean, let me just specify. You've literally, those of you that have lived in town the entire time would know each other pretty fucking well. There's only like fucking 60 people in your graduating class.
It would still be fitting if he didn't know my name.
Fair, but even then, I'm just specifying. There are not a lot of people here.
Understandable.
There's like 3 homeroom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, anyway. It's Dimitiri, first off. Second off, I'm not making any promise to anything I can't trust.
I was just gonna say, fine, what do you want to know?
Well, I've had my suspicions. I'm aware that those in my immediate group are not the only supernatural beings around. Tell me, which one are you? Fae? Infernal?
No, she is more the infernal.
I was referring to yourself.
Oh, no. I guess you had it right off the bat.
I am immediately okay. So you are admitting to me.
Yeah.
I was about to immediately fucking. I'm still in darkest self. I was gonna just
No.
toss into the wind, Ring of Lies you.
Ooh.
All right, that ticks that off my list. I figured. I'm gonna close the door. I know it won't latch anymore because fucking Joseph kicked it off the fucking hinges. But I am going to close the door and lean against it. So, you and I, I'm going to indicate to Sharu, you and I are going to become a lot more well acquainted. Because if you are a part of this, and you are what you say you are, I'm going to be holding you to the same standard you are holding her. And I hope you can forgive me for this. And I'm going to put my hand on his shoulder, lock eyes, and begin speaking in tongues as I'm going to Ring of Lies him.
Yikes.
All right, roll that dark, my dude.
Roll the dank.
Wait, me or?
Oh yeah.
Said him, yeah. Yeah, that would.
So I am still in my darkest self. The hex does take effect with no adverse side effects, aside from the fact that it is much more powerful than normal, and it does have an unexpected side effect because I'm in my darkest self.
All right. Now, who do I want to be an asshole to?
An NPC would be preferable.
Sharu,
Mm-hmm.
you cannot tell lies. If you try to lie, it is going to fucking hurt. And if you speak without rhyming, it is going to fucking hurt.
Oh, damn.
Oh, yikes.
I'm gonna fucking 8 Mile this bitch.
What does that mean?
8 Mile is the Eminem's movie.
Oh.
It's about him trying to come up in the underground rap battle scene. It's really good, actually.
It really
Yeah, no,
is.
it's great.
Okay.
Now that that's taken care of, and you both cannot lie to me, we're going to make this very, very simple. Sit down. I'm going to indicate to Sharu.
Alright, Sharu sit on the bed.
All right. Now, Skylar, how did you make this deal? And I would like to point out to you, if you do anything, if you withhold any information, I have those locks of your hair. I do have a couple more hexes in my repertoire, and one of them will take away all the rest of that beauty you stole.
She visibly recoils a little bit and says, look, I'm... fuck me. Bad time for panic attack.
I'm waiting.
She puts her hands together, takes a few deep breaths, and says, I was halfway through tying the noose when the whispers started, and he promised me that he and his followers could help me, make me pretty, make me loved, get me, she glances to Sharu, everything I've ever wanted. I took it on a whim, thinking it was a dream. It had been the first time I dreamed of hanging myself.
Dimitiri is going to give just a very creepy, evil smile at that glance to Sharu. You really wanted him. Oh, you really are pitiful. All right. The followers, have you interacted with them?
No. Not in person.
Fair enough.
I had notes left at my desk before.
Did you recognize the handwriting?
No, some creepy bullshit paste thing from the movies.
All right. When did you find them? Before class?
Before class, after break, just randomly.
All
This was
right.
all last year. I haven't gotten one yet this year.
Was our class the same? We're a small town. We probably would be in the same class, have the same classmates as we would the year prior.
They are mostly the same. Obviously, there are some differences. Students coming in, cough cough Joseph. Students going out. A few families left. It does vary, but for the most part, it is normally the same. There's not a lot of students, so when it does overlap, there's not, you know.
All right. Just keeping that written down for my possible personal hex. In that case, do you still have any of those notes?
No, the whispers told me to burn them.
Where?
I threw them in a fire pit. I don't. At my house?
All right. No, had them cover their tracks. Might have known I'm here or elsewhere. I'll have to speak with my grandmother. So, let me think. Sharu, do you have any questions?
I asked mine already.
Fair. Very fair. I think I'm going to leave you like this. You should really even out that haircut. And Sharu, I recommend that you probably head back down to the party as well. You'll be missed. I'll remove that hex when I decide you can be trusted. And I'll remove your hexes when I decide you've learned your lesson. Until then, we're even.
Also,
Understood?
not meaning to interrupt, but I do have to specify this because you started talking quickly after Sharu did. Sharu, you did not rhyme?
How can I rhyme? How can I rhyme that? There's no possible way to rhyme that.
There are plenty of ways to rhyme that. You just didn't try.
You were lazy.
It's about halfway through Dimitri's second portion of his speech when you just have a head-splitting headache. Like, worst hangover you've ever had.
And from his probably immediate visceral reaction, Dimitri is just going to go, so I think it'd be best if we work together. Otherwise, as you can tell, things don't go well for the people that I don't like. So, you will work with me. I will lift the hexes when I believe you have earned it. But until then, we are even. Understood?
Yeah, understood.
Good. I don't trust the cultists. I don't trust anyone who worships some kind of dark force. So, in that case, you may need to defend yourself, and I will lift the hex of binding.
Alright.
But the lies, however...
Bear in mind, just offering peace is enough to break the darkest self, so you are back to normal.
Alrighty. So, from there on, we are going to be talking quite a bit more, and we'll see how to right the wrongs you have committed. And with that, I am going to get off the door, open it, and indicate back out into the hall.
Sharu heads out.
Can I like kind of still have my tits out here?
Yeah, honestly, I couldn't care less. And Dimitri turns and closes the door and walks away.
During this conversation, Joseph, Marianne, you are back at the party. Joseph, I do want to specify you do not see Dennis.
I'm going to check on Marianne first. Then I'm gonna look for him.
All right.
Marianne's just sort of sitting around right now.
Yep. Her hands mildly shaking. She's holding a glass of some vague mixed drink of some.
All right, I will go and sit next to her, and just without even really looking at her, I'm just gonna say, I'm sorry you got dragged into all of that.
It's fine, I guess. I understand. It was a crazy situation, of some of which I don't understand anything of.
No, that's fair, and I just want to let you know, just because you know these things like Skylar, like me, like Dimitri exist, that doesn't put you on under any obligation to be involved or to help us or anything. If you want, we can just act like this never happened, and you can go back to whatever it is your life was before this.
Honestly, there's a part of me that says, even with that understanding, with that knowledge, I don't think I can go back. I'm going to be too curious and I'm going to be too drawn to what could be. And the fact that I know about these things, especially with, well, my whole life, I can't really do much.
Well, if that's how you feel, then I guess welcome to the team, Marianne.
You're right. There's something about you guys that's always been mildly fascinating, but I always thought it was something to be avoided.
Most of the time it is, honestly.
But what's fascinating me is that no matter what, I was about the only person in the class that was never messed with by your group. Seems like you guys are trying to just kind of leave me alone.
Yeah, Dimitri's kind of the shot caller on that one. He is either paid to or someone pissed him off, and you have done neither of those things, so...
Fair enough. And I've never quite needed it. I guess I've been the most, well, normal of all of the kids in the class, I guess. Or at least the most
Probably.
restricted.
I mean, honestly, sometimes being like how some of us are isn't... It raises a lot more questions than answers, is all I'll say about it, really.
I get it. It seems to be a very difficult situation being like y'all, just me, and y'all have these crazy powers and all that, and crazy existences. Never knew that such a small town could harbor such a vast array of possibilities.
Yeah, no, that's... Honestly, before meeting Dimitri, I didn't think that either.
Yep, and now we're just kind of stuck in it. We know that
Yeah. Alright, just, and I am going to go ahead and just, without even really asking, I don't think, enter my phone number into Marianne's phone and send a text to myself and set up her contact. Look, I need to find someone. I get that you're probably still a little shell-shocked, so don't worry about it, but if anything happens in regards to, you know, all this new information, just send me a message. I'll be there, okay?
All right. I don't think. I mean, honestly, if anything crazy like this happens, y'all be the first people I message because, like, y'all are the only ones who probably know how to deal.
Yeah, you shouldn't have that much faith in us.
At least now I have. Well, if something crazy supernatural happens, it's not like I'm left on my own to my own devices. It's there's someone I can message or call.
Yeah, that was the point. Anyways, I need to go and find someone.
You go do that.
Yeah, I think Dimitri will be back down here in a few, so watch
Alright.
out for him, I guess.
I'll have probably one question for him, but you probably can tell what that question is.
Yeah.
You go enjoy yourself.
Oh, I probably won't. And with that, I'll stand up and I will start looking for Dennis.
All right.
Sure.
It is.
Sharu's gonna split off once they get downstairs and just sit outside.
All right. Joseph, as you go to look for Dennis, he just doesn't seem to be there at this point. Asking around a bit, you do get just asking around a bit. You do get from Brandon of all people. He lets you know that Dennis had to go home. He was a little twitchy. They assume it was just a bad reaction to getting drunk.
I'll, in that case, as soon as Brandon's done, I will try to give Dennis a call, and if he doesn't answer, I'll just spam him with text messages for like 5 minutes.
All right. He does not answer. It actually goes directly to voicemail. And this is not the first time this has happened. This is a fairly usual occurrence when he gets into one of his little twitchy states. You know he's likely making one of his little videos ranting and raving about some strange oddity in town or some odd semi-occult voodoo. The videos themselves are pretty inane. The editing is phenomenal.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Lord.
Do I get anything from text messages?
You get delivered, but it doesn't even pop up as read.
Alright, looks like we're hiding in the bathroom again to gaze into the abyss.
Alright.
Yeah, so I get where I gazed into the abyss last time, that single-person bathroom, lock the door, make sure, like...
I do want to specify, this time it smells extremely of sweat and shame.
Not surprising. Let's do this anyway.
I go.
Someone's getting dicked in the bathroom.
Someone probably also got dicked in the back door.
Oh God.
Alright, ignoring the scent of sweat and shame, I will gaze into the abyss.
That's an impressive ability to ignore.
So that's roll dark, right?
I believe so, yes.
Alright.
Partial success.
And because of my metamorphosis, you have to let me know what traits I could change, if any, to best suit the situation I'm looking into.
Alright, and what exactly are you asking?
Where's Dennis?
Where's Dennis? Okay. As you take a few deep breaths, gently relaxing into that numbness you know, your mind suddenly fills with fear and desire. You see walls lined with old hard drives, each one meticulously labeled. You can't read any of it, it's blurry and dark. You see a computer sitting in a corner. It feels like it's miles away and right in your face. And on the screen, you just see those same glaring eyes.
Is before the vision cuts out, is there any chance I can reach at the eyes?
Again, it is seeing, not interacting.
Okay, got it.
The last thing you see, oddly enough, is a pillow. That moment before a head meets cushion and darkness takes over.
Um, did did I recognize the room at all? I did kick in several doors last time, so did I see anything like that?
It does not match anything in the Turner estate. And from what you could tell from the not so well kept bedding, it likely wasn't some places clean and concise as this one.
All right. In that case, I will text the group as well as Marianne. Something came up, leaving early. See you tomorrow.
Marianne gets a text and basically quickly responds, "All right."
It is at this point that Dimitri would sit down next to Marianne with whatever fruity fucking thing he can come up with and respond, "All right, keep me posted. With you every half hour."
All right, got it. I just send back a thumbs up.
And I'm just going to go, "Strange existence. Things don't come up much. Gotta make sure nothing's wrong."
Nothing really is wrong at the moment, I would say. It just. That was a rush.
I'm sorry, I was referring to Joseph leaving early.
Oh, sorry.
But no, you are right. That is sudden. I think we'll be able to get this issue solved, and you will get to work a little bit closer with Skylar if there is still something there. Either way, I get to have something to do. So, try and enjoy yourself. Keep calm. Skylar will have a very nice haircut tomorrow.
I'll try.
And I'm going to enjoy the rest of this party. And probably do a little bit of drinking because I don't do that often.
I have a single question before you go in. And I think I've already asked this to one of your friends as well. But
All right.
when you I know you as someone who is paid for various services and various means. Or
Please
you
don't make me sound like a whore.
it unlike the rest of the class, it seems like even my best friends have been have been at the receiving end of some of your antics in the past, and I've wondered why I never ended up there. Was it maybe the
Well,
answer that I got, or is it another reason?
it's quite simple.
Dimitri,
I-
I would like to add one thing real quick.
Of course.
You do know of one occasion you were at some store, the details are a little fuzzy, when you were with Anya, and she pointed out Marianne as not exactly Fey touched, but Fey connected,
Fair
and
enough.
told you to be wary of messing with her.
Well, if I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, because I do believe honesty is the best policy, there are two reasons. The first of which is you have not caused any trouble that people required revenge for. That normally would mean that I would still have some affect of yours for possible business. But my grandmother is a superstitious sort. She is where I've gained my power from, and she doesn't often do this, but she pointed you out of a crowd and told me to be wary of you. And I don't know what that means exactly, but I am very, very curious to find out what.
So, I guess I'm not so normal after all.
Oh no, no, I don't think you are at all. I think you probably draw people to you somehow. I don't know. There are various ways in this town that things are strange and abnormal. Unusual. And you've seen what my side of things is like. And I really do think you might have fun if you roll with my group for a while and see everything this town
Doesn't
has.
doesn't mean I'm going to abandon my friends, but I think I might take you up on your offer.
I'm not asking for anything like that. I'm just saying the darker side of things has its perks.
Understandable. I would probably have to be very quiet about it, though, because, as you know, my family is, well, very well connected, and they're very strict.
I assure you, I can keep your family from being a problem. And no, I don't mean killing.
Thank you. I have a baby brother at home. I don't want to deal with it.
I have ways.
All
And
right.
I can be very convincing. So, I think that'll be fine.
Well, I guess that settles it. This town is a lot stranger than it seemed at first.
B, you may want to leave and rejoin.
Yeah. Thank you, technical difficulties again.
Yeah. Thank you for bearing with us. We are doing what we can. Unfortunately,
I'm adjusting her as
Not a
much
lot
as I
we can
can.
It seems this town is stranger than it seems.
B, it did not help. What the fuck?
do
Try.
you have unlimited data on your phone?
Yes, I do.
Do
Oh,
that
and now you're
instead.
suddenly better.
Because I'm assuming you're going through your laptop and you're on frickin' you're on campus Wi-Fi. So
Ugh.
Yeah. I probably also have something up that I shouldn't have up.
Yeah, it's Wizard 101.
I was about to say it's all those terabytes of porn, but I like his answer better.
I had the itch come up to try out Wizard 101 again.
I think every nerd at some point was like, you know what? I've seen these advertisements. What the fuck is this game?
and then
Yeah.
they found out it was terrible.
Well, I was amazed to find out it was a fucking like card game, kind of.
Same here.
Yeah, that honestly caught me off guard.
I
Yeah,
spent years playing it, honestly.
I did not. My whole thing, my vice was Adventure Crest Worlds for about a year.
Huh.
And then I got into MOBAs.
All right. Back on topic, guys. Back on topic.
Yeah.
Back on
Well,
topic, back
I
on
was
topic.
waiting for B to switch over. Are you over?
Still want to get off of fucking Wizard 101.
Are you actually on Wizard 101?
Yes, under her thing it says playing Wizard 101.
Okay, come on, guys.
I'm quitting.
Okay.
Oh dear God.
I didn't think it'd be a problem, but apparently it is. Okay, it's quitting now. Okay, should be good now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess this town is a lot stranger than it was when I first remembered it. God, that was a weird way of saying it, but
It's fine. Things are strange here. And just under the surface, it's quite interesting. I have records. But, for the most part, I'd like to figure out what the hell caused Skylar to do those things. And I think you might be able to help me. So, I welcome you to my group. And maybe first thing I'll do as your friend will be try and get your parents off your back.
who knows? Maybe you'll discover something weird. I wouldn't be surprised at this point.
Fair enough. Fucking Christ. That's better?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Thank you, Thad. I didn't notice it.
I had just noticed it when the message came through, to be honest.
So, enjoy the party. I'm going to leave my two lovebird friends over there to their own vices.
Also, I just want to specify, this is like a 4-person couch, and two of the people are just Danny and Nathan going at each other.
Yeah, I'm aware.
and you two just sitting on the other end of the couch.
I'm used to this.
Huh.
The moment Dimitri leaves and he's out of her sight, Marianne just downs the whole drink in one go.
I just realized I don't have my jacket back.
No.
Surprise! She's actually a witch. No, Dimitri is going to finish his drink and just go, message me tomorrow. We'll meet up at some point. And I think going to go see what mischief I can get up to here. And he's going to down the rest of his drink, just drop the cup on the floor, because who gives a fuck about these assholes' house? And
Well, Marianne does because, she partially does. She cares about Brandon.
yeah, Dimitri doesn't. And he's gonna just kind of roam around and just mingle.
Alright. Is there anything anyone else would like to do before we go ahead and hop on over to tomorrow?
I mean, I'm just checking at Dennis's house to see if he's there.
And I still expect 30-minute updates from you because this town is fucked up.
Yeah, no. Every 30 minutes, Joseph does remind himself to send an update like, I'm good, still good. Bad. Joke.
Marianne is mildly annoyed by this constant pinging every 30 minutes, and her drunk self mutes the chat.
I figured it was going to be a one-on-one thing, but okay.
Yeah, no,
works.
I sent that as like, no, the thing I
wouldn't
sent
put it
to
past
Marianne
Joseph to
wasn't
just send
part
that
of the
to
group.
chat.
Yeah,
Like, I would not
I
put
did
that
not-
past Joseph to send that shit to the group chat.
Yeah, I did not. No, this is a individual messages. I have not put Marianne into the sort of team group chat yet.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I misunderstood. I misheard.
No, it's fine. It's just there's a private message thing going on now. Is all.
Yes.
And Sharu texts his Frederick and Kim. Hey, I'm just gonna head home. Don't mind me.
Not up for rap battle night.
I'm just gonna put it simply. Texts are delivered, but not even read.
Yeah, he figured, so he's just gonna get home. That's all he's gonna do. This is...
Just leaving them there when you're their ride. What a great friend.
Damn.
Sharu's not in the right frame of mind.
So is Dennis at his house, or?
I just want to specify, by the time you get there, it's about 1 in the morning, so you have no fucking idea. No one answers the door.
Climb in the window.
Climb in the window. Climb.
You
Yeah,
learned
let's
from
do it. Let's
Dimitiri.
climb.
Fucking break in.
Let's climb. Using my unnaturally given strength, I will scale the wall and look in Dennis's window.
And it is then that you remember that Dennis lives in the basement.
I will grab a shovel and barrel
I
it.
scale back down the wall with my unnaturally given strength and look for any basement access window I can find.
All of them have been blocked off because Dennis is paranoid. You know this.
I punch one.
You hurt your hand.
Congratulations.
I mean,
Okay.
you should have a roll
Dexterity.
volatile to see if it breaks.
Roll for dexterity.
That's not a thing
I'm
in this
using
game.
it-
I will try to force one just enough so that I can see inside and make sure Dennis is like okay.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. You know from experience, well, more from Dennis explaining that there are quarter-inch thick sheets of metal bolted over every window that has access to the basement.
God damn it, man.
Like I said, he is paranoid.
I'm wondering if he's more paranoid of floods. Like,
Okay, change of plans. I just sort of yell because sound travels fastest through solids. Dennis, are you alive?
You get no response.
I kick the window a couple times.
You hurt your foot.
No, just to like make a bang noise, kind of.
Again,
You hurt
no
your foot.
response. Kind of twist your ankle a little bit. It sucks, but you'll be fine.
You know what? Fuck it, we're spamming the doorbell.
Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding.
I imagine
It's about.
I imagine
it's about.
his whoop. That's his doorbell. It's a whoop.
I was going to go with a spling bong.
Spling. What the fuck kind of doorbell has a spling ball? What the fuck?
That is the noise that they use in Whose Line Is It Anyway whenever doorbell.
Yeah, but no, I'm spamming the doorbell.
You with that thing.
It's
You with
about-
that thick spling bong.
It's about 15 minutes before a middle-aged, scarily thin woman opens the door, glares at you, and says, "What do you want?"
Nothing. Just coming back from a party. Dennis left a little bit early. I just wanted to make sure he was all good.
Let me guess. You kicked on the windows and he didn't respond because you forgot about the fact that he has insomnia and has a sleepache.
Yeah, I did for a second. It's been a long night.
She just slowly closes the door.
Wait, but is he like here?
I don't know. It's 1 in the morning. I'm not even sure if I'm awake or if this is just a really shitty dream. If you're worried about Dennis, come back when the sun is awake. Close.
Not much
You
I
get
can
a feeling
do.
she was probably drunker than most of the teenagers.
Yes.
Applicable.
In that case, I guess I'll head back to my shack and try to get good sleep before before tomorrow.
All right. Is there anything else anyone wants to do?
No, I'm good.
All right. So, let's see. Joseph is home. Sharu is home. Marianne's probably spending the night at the Turners, unless she asks Dimitri for a ride home.
Dimitri would give her a ride if she wants one.
She'd take that offer.
All right. Everyone goes home. Wonderful.
Were we not supposed to?
No, I was just trying to figure out how to set this shit up. So, it is the next day. You all wake up in whatever sleeping arrangements you have with your family, friends, lack of a bed, sleeping on a couch that's stolen.
Yeah, basically. There's nothing in Joseph's home that he owns that was not originally stolen.
I mean, Dimitri's
trash.
offered the air mattress, but just won't take it.
Marianne sleeps under like 3 layers of blankets.
Bear in mind it's still summer, so it's how the fuck she does that, no one knows.
She prefers it hot.
Some do like it hot. In winter, it's 4.
I thought you were referencing the movie, and I was about to just really congratulate you on that one.
I was.
Woot. Best fucking final line in an entire fucking movie.
I'm just gonna say, I hope someone at some point takes Runic's woot and just memes the fuck out of it.
Same here.
Woot.
So it's the next day.
It is indeed the next day. What are you doing? It is Saturday.
I'm gonna go check on Dennis.
Dimitri is going to get up and basically pick everyone up in his car.
Sharu's texting Kim and Frederick and rhyming scheme. Because that still hasn't gotten away.
Marianne is doing her homework and then getting on her video game.
And
I am no. At some point, Dimitri is literally outside your house, like trying to get you the fuck outside.
Oh, she looks up from her calculus assignment and just like, okay, closes the book. Says, "Hi, I'm leaving. Okay, where are you going? Going to see some friends." Who?
How she's having this conversation with herself and not the
Your
DM.
parents aren't home.
I know.
Oh.
Just did that to do it. Fuck it, you thought it'd be fun.
Yep.
I'm still.
I'm so used to doing it. As Marianne's leaving the house, I'm going out. Where are you going? I'm going to see some friends. Who? And Dimitri can see her in full light of day doing
Yeah,
that.
like got the bay windows in the front of the house. She's just in the foyer, getting ready to walk out. You just see her.
I'm getting
moving
called by
from
my mom.
Dimitri is just like, what the fuck was my grandma
Here,
scared
here,
of?
I'm calling my mom.
Oh, that's funny. Since B is taking a moment with a phone call, I just looked at the numbers on the letter I got from Lexington County in regards to my food stamps, and I literally have 666 in my numbers.
Neat. Is that something you should be saying out loud on the recording?
Fix it in post?
I don't have program to do that.
Why not? I'm getting food stamps because I make less than 14 grand a year.
I mean, that's fair.
Sorry, I was calling my mom.
It's
You
alright.
good? Did she
Yeah.
ask who you were hanging out with?
No, I flat out told her I was playing D&D with Weapon because, well, Weapon's my best friend, and like, no, neither of my parents question anything I do.
Yeah, it's wonderful, especially because I support literally everything B is doing against their wishes.
Thumbs up.
Oh, oh, it's fucking hilarious being thought of as a good influence.
Well, I mean, like, it's not like B's doing anything wrong.
I mean,
Shifty eyes,
honestly,
shifty eyes,
in
shifty
my
eyes.
worst period of life, Weapon was like a more than 10% of the reason I kept going.
Yeah, I've had that same experience with him.
I've had
yeah,
that same.
apparently I do that with a lot of people.
I had that same
You
experience.
Well, I mean,
you are less evil than you say you are, Weapon.
I mean, I met you when I was at my most depressed, so there's that.
Oh,
Honestly
let's-
enough, I met Runic and Weapon
well,
both when I was at my lowest.
let's
Yeah,
let's not say Weapon isn't evil yet. We don't know what he's doing with this game.
Hey,
Oh,
hey, I'm not DMing. Let's be perfectly honest here. It's a
Well,
lot,
yeah, if
it's
it
a
was
lot
you,
less
we
bad
wouldn't-
than what I would be doing.
Fair enough.
It would be.
I
but
mean,
that-
I've already killed one of Runic's best friends, and oh, buddy.
Aww. It's cute.
Alright.
You think that that's anyway.
let's
Oh, it's
Alright.
nowhere near as dark as what you would do, but this is also supposed to be a one-shot.
That is fair.
yeah.
Anyway,
Now, everyone get on. Ow.
Probably bunches. Anyways, sorry to
So-
distract.
Back on topic, Dimitri is, just let's go bitching. Marianne and Marianne.
get in the
is having a
car, bitches.
conversation
We're going sleuthing.
All right. Marianne finishes the quick conversation, slams the door, locks it shut. Her little brother is at a weekend daycare, and she's able to go on her own.
Or just
Okay,
with her mother at the store.
The second she gets into the car, Dimitri's gonna go, "What the? Who the fuck were you talking to?"
So I'm so used to my dad questioning whoever I go out with that it's almost a joke to me to do it even if he's not there. He's out on business this weekend, so and my mother's at the store, so free reign. Woo!
Alrighty. Let's go. He's just dropping that conversation, and we're going on to the next one.
I'm not with them right now. I want to make that.
No, I'm getting you. Last.
I'm pretty sure they're meeting at your house, so
Yeah.
make sure you're not with them.
Yeah, but no, just the first thing I'm gonna do once I get up is check on Dennis.
By the time you get up, because I'm assuming you would sleep pretty late on a Saturday, you already have a few.
Probably get up around 9-10 o'clock, honestly.
That's late enough. But you already have not really a paragraph, because it doesn't really have a stop in sentences. When you get a message from Dennis that is both extremely confusing and just normal enough that you're like, yeah, he's good.
So it's basically just standard Dennis text.
Standard Dennis text, yeah.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
That
I mean, seeing as things have kind of picked up a little, the last thing that I would be doing before anyone gets there is just while I have the time, I go down to the basement to the summoning circle, crouch in it, and then I'm just going to gaze into the abyss, trying to figure, not for any particular questions, but just trying to get a better look and maybe finally start looking into the eyes that appear whenever I do it a little more seriously, try to get a little more hard information on them.
So you're focusing on the eyes.
Yes, when I'm going to gaze into the abyss, and I am going to focus on the eyes to see if I can figure anything out, because it feels like things are starting to pop off a little bit in that regard.
Alright, roll me dark, please, and thank you.
Uh. What those eyes do?
So partial success is
Very vague.
confusing and alarming visions, but
You get your
your
answer.
nonetheless. So what those eyes do? All right. As this numbness takes you over once more, and you fall into nothing. You watch as scenes begin to play out in front of your eyes. Countless mutilated corpses, multiple twisted individuals, terrifying shrieking laughs, and the last thing you see staring back at you, vaguely on what could be taken as Dennis, though it could be interpreted as just someone close to you, are those eyes glaring through you.
Could I attempt to speak?
No.
Okay. And it just looks like someone who is. It looks like someone is in the shape of someone of vaguely who I know.
It feels eerily familiar. At first glance, you think it's Dennis, but when you look back, it, like when you bring the visions up in your mind and memory, it's far too vague.
All right. Final question: what color are the eyes?
Red.
Okay. 1 second. I'm gonna write that down.
Not a familiar red.
Familiar from who?
Familiar for the viewer.
Yep.
It's almost like I have multiple characters connected all to the same dark entity. Because I'm a lazy piece of shit.
No, like I'm asking of the people who I know, do I know anyone with red eyes?
No.
Okay, got it. Oh yeah, well once that is done, I will exit the circle, relock the basement, and just wait for everyone to show up.
Alright. Dimitri. Are you just going down the list, grabbing Marianne, your friends, who else?
I got shotgun. I got shotgun.
Just
And if you
Marianne
keep singing that song, you'll be in the trunk.
Marianne shuts up.
All right. So, all of us are able to look into the abyss, correct?
Yes, anyone can gaze into the abyss.
That's what I wanted to make sure of. So, I'm going to get. I'm going to specifically be picking up Marianne, Danny, and fucking Sharu. Sharu.
Mm-hmm.
And we are all going to Joseph's.
Now, I do want to specify. Joseph's house is on a dirt road and looks like a fucking rundown shack with a tree barely missing, taking the entire building out during the last storms. So, it could be misconstrued upon first glance that Dimitri is taking you here to kill you.
And let's be honest, if any of the four of us are gonna do that, it's me.
This place seems weird.
If I told you Joseph didn't have parents, or anyone really providing for him aside from the food I bring him, would you believe me?
Judging by how he is in class sometimes, yes.
Yeah. So,
Sharu nods.
welcome
Like,
to his house.
Okay, I don't know what to say about this. Like, honestly, I don't know what to say.
Uh, look, I've offered to have him stay with me. My grandmother is pretty open to me bringing my weird friends home. And, we got plenty of space, but he just says no, so.
I mean, fair enough, I guess. He may just be too attached to this place. Maybe there's something important.
Oh, there's something important here, but, and at this point, Dimitri's just out of the car, door closed. Danny's probably coming with me because she's done this shit 1,000 times.
Yeah, Danny was out of the car before you were.
Is the car
Yeah.
is the car high lifted?
Probably, it's probably a truck, not like a pickup truck. SUV.
Okay. Marianne, being short, slips and almost falls out of the truck.
Sharu actually tries to help her.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm just clumsy a little bit. The thing.
Alrighty. So,
Sharu actually just hands Damien one of his prized possessions.
you really want to stop having to... Yeah, you keep calling me Damien.
Damn it. Danny. Not God damn it. Dimitri. Dimitri.
It's because of the fucking overtones I've got going on, isn't
Yes. Yes, it is.
Die my try.
it? What do you hand me specifically? Please don't say used condom. Please don't say used condom.
Use condom.
His version of Pokemon Red. His most prized possession.
You really want to stop having to rhyme, don't you?
He nods.
Yeah, we'll see. And I just pocket that and keep going.
It seems like a lot of people give him games.
Well, Sharu's actually known for games.
It's at this point that Dimitri just up your Game Boy, and then puts that back in his pocket.
Sharu's like, I don't know.
No. I'm talking about Marianne.
Yeah.
It's at that point that I hold up her Game Boy and then put it in my pocket.
Marianne notices this and then awkwardly moves over to Dimitri, trying to desperately get.
No. This is for me.
I've had that for 15 years.
Yeah. And it's time to get a DS.
But I can't play. But I can't play like half the games I play on the DS.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't give up language. And at that point, I just open the door and let everyone in.
Marianne sulks.
I love how Dimitri made Sharu completely mute.
I didn't make you mute. You just gotta be smart enough to rhyme.
No, and he's like, shit, I can't do it right now.
As once they step in, just assuming this is going to be a pretty normal meeting, Joseph goes ahead and moves the various forms of lawn chair he has, turns the TV off that was just on static, and just says, I'll go get everyone drinks from the well, and then he just goes to get everyone water from the well in the back.
Oh god, his existence
The
is
well?
so sad. He has a well.
Yeah. No money, no running water.
Oh right, groundwater is safe. I forgot about that.
Yeah. And Dimitri just kind of sits everyone down and goes, "All right, so, Danny, you probably have a lot of questions. Christina's dead, which is rage-inducing, but we know who the culprit is. And I'm still waiting on that bitch to text me. But, that being said..."
Sharu's like, Like, she lives, literally gives a look like she lives right across the street from me.
Sharu has not said anything, because if he says anything like that, it's going to hurt him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'll be right back. And it is at that point that I leave them all with Joseph in his shack, turn on my car, and I'm driving to go pick up Skylar.
I come back with different. None of these cups are the same. They're all different cups, but they're filled with clean water.
They're very obviously shoplifted from Goodwill.
So,
Anyone-
yes, I'll take one.
Oh, I hand Marianne water.
It's a small town. You guys probably have 5 minutes.
Yeah. Sherry holds up his hand, not wanting to talk because he's afraid of getting hurt.
I hand Sharu water.
Like-
And I'm just gonna turn to Danny. So, you and Nathan were getting pretty into it last night.
Do I need to stab you?
How's your
Like,
sex?
it wouldn't be the first time.
I mean, yeah, you could stab me, but you know as well as anyone it's not gonna hurt.
I would sing, but I feel like I would be dead if I sang.
Probably.
No one wants to hear you sing. Literally no one.
Okay.
Okay, it's at this point that Dimitri is at Skylar's house, and I'm literally just calling. I'm just calling. And I'm just- I'm just calling her phone, just waiting to see if she
Calling
picks
her?
up. Yeah.
There's a moment, and when she does, she's like, I don't know this number, but I have a feeling I know who this is.
I'll give you 3 guesses. The first 2 don't count.
Yeah, what do you need?
If you recall our conversation last night, you were supposed to message me, and you are coming with me today while we try to fix your mistakes.
You also told me to get my hair fixed.
Yes, I figured you'd, I don't know, shave it off or whatever. Danny's good at this shit. She can probably give you a haircut. You're not the first person I've given a makeshift shop job to.
Would have been great to know that before I went into town and paid $20.
That sounds like your problem for not messaging me. All right.
Gonna do it after.
Yeah, okay, whatever. I'm outside.
Outside where?
Your house. And at that point, Dimitri just presses the horn.
You hear an exasperated sigh before she says, I'm in town.
Where are you? I'll pick you up.
I'm at the store, corner of... Fuck it, it's IGA. Just pick me up at IGA.
Thank you. Then Dimitri goes and picks her up.
She just has a bag of a random assortment of things you're not really sure why she has. We'll get into that later.
So.
Wait, does she have my jacket?
Yes.
You gave it to Marianne, but okay.
No, I gave it to her.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You could cover herself up because she looked very cold and humiliated, and the whole situation made Joseph uncomfortable.
And while it is an uncomfortable situation, Dimitri was too busy in his darkest place. So, that all being said, Dimitri is just gonna go, Dimitri is first off going to look to see what the fuck she did to her hair.
Most of it's gone.
Figured. Good. The other part
Still somehow
is...
a half decent haircut though.
Honestly, you pulled it off decently enough. All right. So, I'm going to be taking you out into the woods to a small abandoned shack, and we're going to go meet, and you're going to go meet the rest of my friends.
Awesome.
And at that point, I just locked the car and we're going off. And I'm trying to sound creepy as possible just to fuck them.
You succeed. It's not hard. She's already pretty uncomfortable in your presence, and she just kind of reaches into the bag and starts chewing on a candy bar.
You're gonna share that, right?
She just reaches in and pulls out a second one.
Thank you. Just starts eating.
And I know the reason why.
All right. So we're going to show up at Joseph's. I'm going to get out of the car, lock it, have her get out, lock it, and then we're going inside. Danny, meet a murderer.
There's just a moment of Danny more or less just being sick of your bullshit. Which you entirely expect, considering it was clear she had a hangover when you picked her up.
That's fair. I'm in a pissy mood, which is why I'm fucking with people today.
Yeah, I've noticed. And if it wasn't for practice, Nathan would be here to give you shit too.
You and I both know Nathan is too scared of me to actually give me shit.
No, but he would be a punching bag, and I wouldn't be the one getting picked on.
That is dark. We're going to talk more about that later.
So... Hey, Skylar.
Hi?
Joseph just goes to get another cup of water from the well.
I do want to specify, Skylar is standing by the door, not really getting into the group.
Dimitiri is not letting her... is basically making sure that she cannot leave, that the door is between her and the... that he is between her and the door.
And Sharu's just annoying her.
Marianne is sitting somewhere in the room and just awkwardly trying to avoid the fact that Skylar is in it.
So, we are going to try and undo the shit that was caused here. And in order to do that, all of us are going to have to do a fun little ritual. Who's game?
Sharu goes, yeah, type of motion.
Is he gonna make sure the bubbly one doesn't sing?
Well, she shouldn't have to sing to do it.
Good enough for me.
Yeah, I know. Not our usual speed. She seems nice, though.
I mean, yeah, but her dad's a fucking lawyer. You know how I feel about that.
Yeah, look, you and I both know her dad isn't going to be an issue. So,
I come back with water.
thank you,
Skylar
Joseph.
politely takes the cracked Goodwill cup.
Always the humble host. So, let's have some fun. And Dimitri kind of flings down his backpack, pulls out stuff, gets a big fucking chalk symbol drawn, and he is basically leading everyone in a guided gaze into the abyss.
Oh, fun.
Alright, then. What are you all looking for in your gaze into the abyss?
I am looking for answers as to who's been leaving those notes.
I am...
As well, wait, am I allowed to gaze for 2 reasons?
You can certainly try.
Okay. In that case, I might gaze twice. But the One of them, I'm definitely looking into the comment that Danny said. Because that is
I-
legitimately worrying.
I
Um,
am.
Sorry, go ahead.
I am looking to gaze into potentially finding out more information about the comment that Dimitri made last night, if possible.
Alrighty.
And I'm going to gaze at the moment of the Skylar trying to hang herself.
I'm going to gaze at who is. At this point, I think the assumption would be whoever made Joseph is connected with the eyes. Gonna gaze and try to find out who's. Well, actually, no. Gaze to try to find out who or what is behind the eyes.
Who or what is behind the eyes? Okay. So let's just go down the list of reasons. So the first one was going to be who's leaving the notes with Dimitri.
Yes.
If you could please roll that for me. I
Yep.
have a lot of shit to describe.
Wait. If we're all doing it together, could we do it with plus forward?
Technically, Dimitri wouldn't get it since he's guiding everyone through it.
But would everyone else?
I would say everyone else could get a +1 forward. Dimitri's also trying to gaze twice in the same amount
Okay.
of time.
Got it. Got it.
So first one, gaze into the abyss, focusing on who's been leaving the notes. Huh. How do I make this fucking spooky and weird?
Well, it doesn't have to be scary. It just has to be concerning.
Or cryptic.
Confusing and alarming. Those are the exact words this shit gives. Alright. This isn't your first rodeo gazing into the abyss. It's far from the last time you'll do it either. You feel a sense of calm come over you, following through the meditative motions your grandma's instilled in you over the years, and for a moment, for a moment, you're just watching the classroom. A bird's eye view, more like a camera than a person. But for a while, you just watch almost in. It's like a time lapse, watching people come and go, classes filing in, sitting down, filing out. It's hard to make anything out, and what's strange is you don't recognize almost any of the people for the first who knows how many laps before you finally see what is mostly your friends. But they're not really. It's strange. They're blurred and skewed, and all of them are upset for some reason or another. You do finally notice. It's only there for an instant, but you see what you think is one of the Turner brothers leaving the note on Skylar's desk.
All right.
You can't tell which one.
That is. I can work with that. I have shit on both of them.
Yes, you do.
Am I doing my second gaze into the abyss now as well?
Might as well, yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
This one shouldn't take too long.
Oh yeah, probably not. To the abyss.
Success. Nice.
Dark is my best stat. That's why I haven't failed a single fucking roll yet.
Yeah, yeah. You see an image of the night before. And what starts off as generally normal drunken teenage foreplay ends off, though you don't know exactly what happens, you do know that they don't end up sleeping together, and Danny leaves pretty pissed off.
All right.
Next up is, I believe it's Marianne next, or would it be Joseph? Got a
I
lot
think
of shit thrown at me right there.
I think I got mine in last. I think next was Sharu.
Alrighty then. Sharu looking at the night Skylar tried to hang herself.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta love dark topics. Roll me that dark.
You said extra +1, right? Because being
Yes,
guided.
you do take one forward.
All right.
To do something. Wow. Max fucking... don't know how the plus one's there. Oh, you got okay. You have a +1 to dark, right?
Yeah, I have a +1 dark. Then a
And you get
+1
a
to forward.
taking forward. Okay. Oddly enough, the vision starts early. It's not in the forest or really. It's in your living room. The two of you playing games, having fun. You don't hear the comment you make, but you see her reaction. You see pain in her eyes for a split second before it shifts, and she sees, and you watch as she seems to feel as if she's drifting further from you. As you're not sure who you're talking about, but you can tell every single thing you say seems to hurt her, even if she doesn't let on to it. Like I said, I went dark with that plot line.
Mhm. I was
Sorry,
not.
bud.
I was not expecting Max though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like, what the?
that's-
When I sat down, I was like, what the fuck is his dark stat?
I have a +1
Well,
in
be
it.
fair, technically speaking, max doesn't mean anything because it's either a complete success, a partial success, or a failure. It's not really a system of I rolled higher in this, so it's
Oh,
better
I
or
know,
worse.
but years of D&D still make me happy when I see it.
Same
That's
here.
Fair.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Which hopefully is
So-
our next project.
But I believe Marianne was next.
And Marianne was asking about Dimitri's comment from his grandmother, correct?
Yes.
Alright, if you could please roll me dark with a +1 forward. You gonna roll that dark, or what?
Ooh.
Wait, that is with the +1. Damn it. Is it? What's your dark?
B.
Yeah, no, that was
Yeah,
with
I
+1.
failed. It
That
was
was
with +1. I barely failed.
Oh, your dark is a 0.
No, my dark's a 1. It already had a +1 in it.
You had
You didn't
another one.
mark
No,
that.
you get
No,
a-
you get another one because I'm helping everyone. So it's
Oh.
Yeah, so you
so you would get a partial success.
Oh, so I partial success.
barely succeeded.
So that's what a failure looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, the being your first time feeling your way through this meditative stance, you're not really sure what to expect as you let your mind wander with the single question floating through it. As you press deeper, you start to feel. At first, it's a sense of safety. You open your eyes to what seems to be your living room, though your point of view is much smaller, is much lower. Which, for you, is kind of surprising. uh, you can hear words garbled and crooked, but you recognize the voice as your father's. You hear your name, a few expletives, and then his voice fades, and you're alone. And you pull back into the world around you in a cold sweat. Last up is Joseph. If you could please roll your dark, looking into who's behind the eyes.
And with the one forward, you just put under any other modifiers, you just type the number, right?
Yes.
Okay, got it. 10.
10. As that sense of numbness fills you again, you open your eyes, and all you see is a chained behemoth. A being far larger than you ever thought possible. Giant iron wrought chain links, bigger than your body, wrap around every inch of him, but you see that they're withering. Those same glowing red eyes look down at you, and you are shunted back into your living room. You all come to at the same time. Danny looking calmer, and Skylar looking shaken.
And I'd like to welcome you to your first taste of the occult to some of you.
Marianne is breathing heavily.
I need to, and I'm just gonna go into the backyard and vomit.
That happens sometimes. I have a
I've seen
few.
it happen to him before. He always seems pretty good at this.
That is true. But what you see varies by what you're looking for, so there is that. I have a couple of leads for us to take. Looks like we might have to go see the Turners. And I think that might be our next move, but first, Danny, would you mind coming with me? I need to speak with you.
Sure. Why not?
I'm going to kind of lead her. I'm going to wait for Joseph to go back inside. And I'm going to just go. Bullshit aside. My attitude aside. What happened last night?
I overreacted again.
How?
Nathan said something that caught me off guard, and I freaked out.
And what was that?
Said he loved me.
What did you say?
She just kind of grumbles for a moment before saying, he said he loved me.
Yeah, you guys have not been together that long. That. Look, you know how I feel about Nathan. I respect him. I'm happy he is okay with our hobbies and interests. I am happy that he is probably the first guy you've been with who is not completely shut down by me. And if you feel the same way, you should definitely let him know, because I honestly, my feelings about the man himself aside, I really like.
Hey, Runic.
You cut out
So,
of that,
fuck me. What was the last thing I heard? That was heard.
my feelings aside about the man.
I actually like the two of you together.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Just kind of fucked me up. Okay.
I got you. Deep breaths. Take the time to think. You need to think about it. Say it back when you're ready. Just make sure that this is not the thing that breaks you up. And besides, if he ever does anything to hurt you, you and I both know what I will do to him.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Good. Now you know I love you like a sister, so get everything together, get yourself put back together. I don't know what you saw, but I hope it brought you some peace.
Let's just say gazing into the dark for something that's happy is super fucking weird.
I mean, did I ever tell you how what I used my first for?
You cut out again.
Did I ever tell you what I used my first?
It's like
He's cutting out of the same goddamn part.
Discord is perfectly censoring him.
It does that every time. It's always perfect for me. It always does it so it sounds awful. He goes. He basically kind of smirks and goes, "Did I ever tell you what I used my first gaze into the abyss to find?"
No.
My grandma decided to teach me a little too close to December, and I saw what my Christmas presents were.
That's just cheating.
I mean, that's kind of what I was taught how to do. You gotta understand, the abyss, it's a dark place, but you can find whatever you need there. It won't bite back, but you just gotta know that what you're seeing is visions. Now, I support you in whatever you do, and I love you. Come here and give me a hug.
Fine, fine. She grumbles, but you know she likes your hugs.
I know she does. And I am going to then go, all right, now let's go inside and see which one of the Turners are coldest.
That is definitely fun.
Oh, you have no idea. I'm very excited for this.
So the two of you head back inside.
Yep.
What has everyone been talking about in the meantime?
Sharu has actually pulled the beanie over his eyes.
Marianne is huddled in a corner in the fetal position.
Oh, real fast. Before we go back inside, I am going to text Nathan and just go, I'm rooting for the two of you. Just nothing else. Just messaging him that, just one-on-one, and then I go inside.
Marianne is curled up in the fetal position in a corner.
All right.
Joseph has just sort of ran into the basement, and right now he's just sitting in the summoning circle, but he did forget to lock the door if anyone wants to go down.
All right. So many shaken people, so little time. And he at this point he pulls out probably somebody's dice that he's stolen at some point, and just goes, points at Skylar, 1, 2, points at points at Marianne, 3, 4, points down towards the basement, 5, 6.
Doesn't even give a shit about Sharu.
No, he has made it evidently clear he does not care. So at that point, he rolls the dice, gets a 4, and he's just gonna walk over and sit down next to Marianne, and he goes, Rough first time?
I just I asked. Are we allowed to say what we asked?
Totally.
I
It's not like a
asked.
birthday wish. It'll come true if it'll still
I
happen.
asked about the comment you made the previous evening about the Fae and what it meant.
Oh, my grandmother's crazy. You don't really need to take much stock in that.
It gave me a vision. It gave me a vision. It was
Okay.
very vague, but it involved my father.
The lawyer?
Yes.
I'm gonna need you to bring me one of his ties.
He has 50. He won't miss one. I could get you one very quickly. We could go to
In that case, bring me two. And I'm just gonna kind of put my arm around her, give her a hug, and just go, deep breaths. The first time is usually difficult. This is something I do all the time. Doesn't really bother me anymore.
After about 15 seconds of very long breaths, Marion starts to calm down and start to take mental stock of what just happened.
And if I could also make a suggestion, if you want it to stop being so traumatic and scary, look for some innocent things sometimes. What's for lunch today? What's going to be on TV? Who's going to win on Dancing with the Stars?
Oh, can you win bets with that?
I would assume if you rolled high enough, probably.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, why would you gamble when you can just cheat with magic?
Because I'm immortal.
Who
In
has
that
a little
case-
bit of magic now?
In that case, Dimitri's going to go 1, 2, 3, pointing at Skylar. 4, 5, 6. And he's just going to face palm and begrudgingly get up and plop down next to Skylar. What did you see? And remember,
Honestly,
you can't lie.
yeah, I know. Still don't like that fact. I had to admit to my mom that I was gay this morning.
Dimitri kind of takes a moment to himself. He
That
just
makes-
kind of awkwardly puts his arm around her and goes, I am so sorry.
That raises some interesting questions about character, but okay.
I didn't. I'm sorry. I thought in this day and age people were. You know what? And he just removes the hex.
Thank you.
Sorry. I was in a very dark place yesterday, and I was not thinking through my actions. So, let's start over. I'm Dimitri. This is my friend's squalid shack. And let's try and work through the mistakes you've made and right your wrongs. And he kind of holds out his hand as for like a handshake.
There's a moment of general confusion as she goes to reach out, looks at her hand, wipes the chocolate on her pants, and then shakes her hand.
All right. Now, what did you see?
I asked what happened to the people, and, well, apparently I'm good at this because I saw what they became.
I'm going to go ahead and guess food or a sacrifice.
It's weird. She just kind of rubs her temples for a moment and says, the first one was kind of broken into pieces. like not their bodies. Their bodies just died. Except Christina's. I don't know what happened to hers. I didn't see that. The first one's soul was broken up, jumbled around, put back together. I don't know what that one was all about. The second one was, that one's weird. It's like, you know those, old paintings that kind of look like a face, but they're just a bunch of shapes?
Yeah.
That's kind of what happened to her. Then she became a key, and that one was like a fucking fever dream. And when it got to Christina, I was just looking over my own shoulder.
Yeah, so now you understand why I came after you. One of my magics lets me use other people's senses as my own. And when I was looking through her, I was seeing you. So I have a feeling that when you were supposed to take her friends, you took her.
Yeah,
So,
what's going on with that one?
Dimitri kind of takes a sigh and goes, "Look, I do this a lot. It's how I figure out what people have done wrong. It's how I figure out what I should take from them. It's how I decide what to get and not to get from a sushi place. You just need to take a deep breath and understand that it's in the past and that you are currently working to better yourself and move past that. Now, I'm going to ask this of the two of you," and I start speaking up, pointing, moving toward, like, indicating to Marianne and Skylar. I have been told to hex this man. I'm going to indicate to Sharu so many times that I have stopped taking requests. I don't think I can speak to this man without trying to hurt him. I'm going to go to the basement if the two of you could please try to comfort him.
That explains a lot.
Yeah. It's really fun when one of your spells is ED. Then he just goes down to the basement.
As he says this, Sharu, you remember a lot of times where you just couldn't get it up. Oh, I fucking love this system.
Wither is the best.
Oh, B just sent a message in our Discord group chat.
I need that shirt.
I do need that shirt.
It took me like 15 seconds to realize that you weren't meaning eating disorder and you meant erectile dysfunction.
The sad part is, both work.
I could do that.
Fucking weird.
I could do that. Wither is literally, I pick a part of their body and it stops working. And not in like a harmful way, like you lose all your teeth, you lose all your hair, you start to look like a leper. I can
jaundice.
Yeah, I can do other things with people. I can.
I think the weirdest one though is the fact that it's just like, oh yeah, their period happens really suddenly and really bad.
Oh yeah, you can do that. I can do that. Yeah. Yeah. And it specifically states whatever the specifics, it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking great.
Oh yeah, I can totally just go, no, your penis doesn't work today. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, so Joseph is just sort of not like fetal position on the ground, but it's sort of like sitting in a ball inside the circle.
What did you see?
I've told you about the eyes, right?
Of course.
because it felt like things were relevant, and I felt them on me last night when I was in the same room as Skylar. I thought maybe I'd look to find out what those eyes were, and I found out what was behind them.
And what was that?
It was this. It was a creature. I think it was a demon or something. It was like as tall as a skyscraper, and it was chained up and withering. And as soon as I could get a look at it, it looked at me, and it forced me out. I didn't fall out. It forced me out.
One of my spells ended suddenly last night. I'm gonna go ahead and guess that that's probably the same creature that shunted me out then, too.
Probably. Look, that thing is getting out.
We'll see about that. I don't think I'm gonna give this too much of a chance to keep going. I have a lead on who our cultists might be tied to. And I believe the Turners mentioned that their parents would be gone all weekend.
Yeah, they did. I'm just... Look, I saw that thing. I don't know if it can be stopped, and I think I'm some sort of, like, conduit or something? I don't know. For whatever reason, it's watching me and...
Look, stop. Doesn't matter what you are, you're a person, you're here now. Now let's go get some revenge and get a little bit more information on what the hell's going on. How good are you at kicking ass right now?
Top form. Top form.
Do you seriously have volatile boosted?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good, because we're gonna go tie up the Turners. So, all right.
Wait, one more thing. If that's the thing that shunted you out and you were looking through Skylar's vision, that means that's the thing Skylar made a deal with.
Yeah, I figured it was. Also might be tied to Marianne somehow. Things are hazy. Everyone looked for something else, and... Alright. Let's see what we can do. And, Dimitri's gonna try and, like, lift Joseph up, just kind of give him a hug, pat him on the back, and just dust him off, because the floor is probably disgusting.
Oh, it's gross.
Yeah,
The fact that the circle is maintained is incredible.
It's mostly just dried blood in a kind of circle at this point.
yeah,
fair.
And, Dimitri's just gonna dust you off, get you back upstairs, and just go, alright, and clap his hands together. Who's ready to go, cause a little bit of reckless endangerment and, attempted assault?
Alright, before that, while you are talking with Joseph, Marianne, do you want to try and help Sharu calm down?
Sure. Marianne walks over to Sharu, gets down on one knee, and just starts to try to console Sharu. She wraps her arms around him in a light, not tight hug, trying to. Are you doing okay?
Remember, you can only speak in rhyme.
Oh, Sharu's gonna die.
I'm
You
waiting
might as
for
well
you to see
try.
the obvious workaround to that.
I love that B finished the rhyme for him.
Question. If I finish the rhyme, does it count?
No.
Nope.
Sharu has to rhyme.
And
This
I...
is Sakura. You are Sakura. You are fucking the goddamn zebra bitch. Let's go.
God, I love Witch. Witch is so much fun.
I love how there's gonna be moments of silence as Kaze tries to figure out what the fuck he's gonna say.
waiting for him to see the obvious workaround.
I'm trying to phrase it.
Lazy rhymes don't count, by the way. You can't
I
say
know.
the same sentence twice.
I know. I figured.
Like you used to be, guess I just was.
Let's just. I want to see what you do before I say anything.
Why don't you message me what your supposed workaround is, so I can tell you if it would work or not.
I'm 90% certain I already know what it is. I'm gonna message you too, and I'm gonna say. Is that what he said?
Yeah, funny thing is, still has to rhyme it.
Fascinating.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
Did we both say the same thing?
You did both say the same thing.
Alrighty.
How to put this in a haiku? You need to come back.
No, you doing weapon sounds fine.
Sorry for the technical difficulties. Yeah.
Or me.
No, there's always technical difficulties.
Yeah.
There's always technical difficulties.
I wish there was something better than Discord.
Just have me buy a fucking $300 mic and still have technical difficulties.
Well, I mean,
Honestly,
no matter
I think it
how.
comes down to the fact that none of us really have great Wi-Fi.
Eh.
Fair enough.
Come on, Kaze. You can do it.
I'm working my head overtime.
You know you can type it down and then try to figure out what rhymes with the sentence, right?
Yes.
That was a very non-committal yes.
Are you not confident in your rhyming abilities?
No, I'm not. Because usually when I'm rhyming, I'm drunk as fuck.
They don't have to be good rhymes, it's just a rhyme.
Technically speaking, it doesn't even have to make sense as long as you put rhyming words in between every major words or so.
Yeah. If you say a sentence, and then say a sentence purely to have the rhyme, that completely works. Like, if you wanted to say, my mom's gonna have a cow, you can follow up with, I don't fucking know, bow?
Yeah, I'm just writing it out in the format.
That is entirely fair. I'm just saying, you probably should have thought about this while Dimitri and Joseph were talking.
I
because
was.
You knew this was coming.
I was. That's the thing. See, I'm even going back to looking at old different little rhyme schemes.
This is not JoJo's. Get out of here with that shit. That's good to see. I told you he'd be completely, yeah. I told you he'd be super nice to have. And he's a super nice guy, too. Not every DM allows multi-classing.
Maybe the rhyming was a mistake. Beginning to feel that way.
Yeah. Yeah. If I'd hit any other player with this shit, it would have been fine.
Oh
Yes,
yeah, I'd be fucking.
But apparently, Kaze just can't dine when it has to rhyme.
I have to get drunk. That's the issue.
I'm
Oh
an
God,
English
are you just
major. I
downing
can easily
beer?
find that.
No, I am not downing beer. I'm literally taking time to write it out and look at it.
Can slant rhymes be used?
Yeah, I said it doesn't have to be a good rhyme, it just has to rhyme.
Okay.
Doesn't even have to make sense. He could literally just add an extra word on the end of a sentence and just refer to cows. Shit. Just like, fucking, I don't feel that great, cat. Feels like I've been hit by a bat. Oh, Kaze, Kaze, Kaze. Oh, Kaze.
You know, in a weird way, this is still kind of like 8 Mile.
It's fucking awful and amazing, and I love it. Oh, and this is what real fucking tabletop RPGs are like. Just a bunch of fucking nerds being dumbasses. Oh.
Okay, okay.
Is it bad that in my head I'm just like, hickory dickory dock, this bitch wanted to ride on my cock, she was putting up a noose, her sanity came loose, and my words hurt her spirit like a rock. I don't know, like, I just pulled that out of my ass, but like...
Because, remember, I'm in character right now. I'm thinking with his emotions.
No, I got you, it's just that, like, I was just sitting here like, that just popped into my head. I'm just trying to, like...
And then there's just me posting memes every few minutes.
Oh god, just just goddammit that was great.
Okay.
I'm AFK while he does this.
Calm down. Calm down. I've got this shit.
It's not a rhyme.
It's all my fault. I'm the one that caused this shit. I should pay more attention to Sky.
Was there a rhyme in there?
No, there wasn't.
I tried to.
You'll get it soon. Marianne just shakes her head, noticing that Sharu is desperately trying to rhyme and failing at it.
I'll give him an A for effort and not cause him harm.
Thank you.
Sharu just doesn't. Does he just not understand the concept of rhyming?
No, he does. He's just that deep in depression right now.
So, okay then.
He plays a fucking bard.
He does play a bard. I'm honestly surprised you were struggling so hard to rhyme.
Dude, I'm still coming off this stupid fucking 11-hour fucking shifts that they did 3 days straight back.
Fair enough. Must have been tough. I won't bluff. They dragged you by your scruff.
That's fun.
I like that Ken, you like the science.
Alright, so where are we headed now?
Yeah.
It's probably about this time that Dimitri just bounces in.
It's probably this time Dimitri has probably already been there just listening to him struggle and just goes, you know what? Drops that and then reapplies the hex.
Alright, roll dark.
Yeah. First fail.
Oh, you get experience, so it's fine.
Doing it again.
You rolled-
I don't trust this guy. There we go.
What happened?
He gets experience.
Alright, Well, it works the second try.
The first time I just kind of stumble and burst out chuckling a little bit, like, sorry, gotta start over. Alrighty.
So we head to the Turner residence?
Sharu's just
Yep.
still quietly sulking to himself now, as we're going through with this.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
just as he's sulking, Dimitri just comes by, grabs him by the shoulder, yanks him up, and just kind of drags him out.
before we get to the Turner residence, my house is really close to it. Could I run over and get the ties for you real quick?
Yeah, get as many as you think would be safe.
Okay. He's gonna be gone for a few days, and like he's taken a bunch of them, so they'll be in the wash, and it could just be said, hey, they got lost in the wash or something. He doesn't really pay attention to which ties he takes.
Sure. How many can she feasibly would you bring me?
3.
Alrighty.
No, basically, the Turners and it's like the Turners and the McPhees are pretty close friends, and so it's very easy to get from one house to the other.
What is
Miriam was
his
just-
name?
The father?
Yeah.
Joseph.
There are 3 characters named Joseph in this campaign. I've referred to one of them as Junior.
Fair. Oh, I've got so many tokens.
Yeah, you collect a lot of shit.
As we're in the car, driving there, I'm assuming that Dimitri's driving there.
Yeah.
I'm just going to sit next to Skylar, say, so, are you good? It looked pretty intense for you.
No, yes, I don't know.
Yeah, it was...
Shit, hold on. Shana rolls the backpack off her back and pulls out your jacket. You kind of forgot to grab this last night.
Oh, thank you. And I'll just take the jacket back. Is there anything different about it?
Nope. It's actually really clean, surprisingly enough.
That's pretty different, actually. Oh, but did you wash it?
Yeah, my mom found it.
Oh, well, thanks. I don't really have a, washing machine at my place, so this helps.
Yeah, I mean, there's ways to wash clothes by hand. You do know that, right?
I know that. I just haven't gotten around to stealing any soap lately. I need to go on a run later.
She just kind of looks to Dimitri for a moment and says, Why do you let him be like this?
I offer, he says no.
Why do you say no?
Several reasons. One of them is that his grandmother terrifies me.
You see her start to respond and then just, yeah, that's fair. I've met the lady.
But no, there's a few other reasons, but that's not really important right now. Right now, what's important is stopping cultists from awakening a chained demon that is stronger than magic and gazing into the abyss.
All right. There is a few minutes as I collect the ties. I just kind of take them out, just flip through them, pop them in my bag, kind of pull out a book and just mark what I have.
Right?
And then, yep,
Poor connection.
fuck.
Yay, bad internet.
Alrighty. So I'll just mark out what I've got, take care of that, and we show up at the Turners, and I go, oh, wait, no. First, we stop at my place, and I get rope.
Not that hard to find. Your grandmother has a lot of it.
I know. And I hand that to Joseph.
Out of curiosity, just a quick question. Am I the only highly physical person in this car, or highly physically capable person in this car, I should say?
I mean, I can stop them from hurting you, but yeah.
Awesome.
I probably need to be protected more than you.
No, this is great. This will be great.
You know what? Actually, as we are on the way there, I'm going to pull out one of the socks, and I am going to begin chanting and speaking in tongues, and the sock is going to stiffen and then crumble into dust in my hands, and I'm going to cast binding on Casey.
Alright.
And I'm going to pull out the flash drive that is not a virus, and I'm going to do the same as the metal on the flash drive just begins to rust. And that one is going to have weird side effects.
Binding with weird side effects. Alright. Alright, I know exactly what I'm doing with this one.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Yeah, sorry. And I'm going to drive us there, and I'm going to go, all right, they can't fight back. And, Joseph, stay in the back. I don't want them seeing the rope right away.
Alright. Sounds good. I guess I'll learn to knot real fast, and I'll just start trying to tie knots.
You know what? You know what? Roll to keep your cool. As you try feverishly to figure out how to tie knots.
Well,
I'll just do it.
I just need you to be able to restrain them. Everyone else can tie the knot, but yeah, sure.
Yeah.
This is purely just for flavor.
Fair.
This is purely just to see if he freaks out on the ride there trying to figure out how to tie knots.
Nope.
I just don't got it. I just don't
No.
got
You do not. Not.
it. But I get experience, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, as Dimitri does his thing, I'm just gonna sit in the back and not know how to do a knot.
Okay.
You were generally freaking out a bit, but you're sure it'll hopefully be fine. It's not gonna be fine. It's not okay.
Yeah.
So what happens is we're going to
watch
drive. I'm going to have everyone get out of the car, and I'm going to go, everyone down? Everyone ready for this?
Yeah.
Oh.
Cool.
Someone else tie the rope.
Skylar just raised her hand. I can do that.
Thank you, Skylar.
All right. So we are going to head up to the front door, and Dimitri is going to ring the doorbell / knock on it, whichever they have. It's a big place, probably ring the doorbell.
You ring the doorbell several times and no one comes to answer. There is a car in the driveway that you know to be Brandon's, though.
Marianne, could you give, I think that's Brandon's, a call? I mean, you guys know each other, right?
Yep, I can call Brandon. I have his phone number. I haven't usually message him at least once in a day, so this will probably be just normal. Marianne calls Brandon.
It takes him a minute to answer. It's almost about to go to voicemail when, kind of starting. Hey, what's up?
Not much. I'm outside your house.
Dimitri's just gonna say. Dimitri's just gonna whisper into your ear. Just say you left something here last night. You need to come inside to get it.
Yeah, I left something in here at your house last night, and I need to come to get it. I remember the clothes that I lost after the.
Yeah. It's not locked. Shouldn't be, at least.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
I hang up. I thank Brandon and I hang up.
Okay. The door is unlocked.
Alrighty. Well, I mean, we're not just gonna break in without.
Marianne goes.
You're going in to
inside.
tie a guy up. Like.
Yes, but there's a difference between the door's not locked and let's break the lock on the door or pick it or something to get inside.
Marianne goes through the unlocked door, actually actively looking for her clothes.
Alrighty.
So should the rest of us just find Brandon, or?
You know what? You said you're actively looking. Get me eyes on Brandon. See if the other one's here.
Okay.
It's about this point when Danny pipes up. You do know the team has practice today, right?
Yeah, I know, but for all I know, they could have. What's the word I'm looking for here? Itched or played or claimed to be sick or whatever. They could be out fucking. Who knows?
Casey, when he goes to practice during the week, I come here some Saturdays, and usually when he practices, it's in the early afternoon, and
Danny just rolls her eyes, pulls out her phone, calls Nathan, and goes, "Is Casey there?" That's what I thought. Like,
Playing hooky.
yes, he's at practice, like he is every fucking Saturday.
All right then, just Brandon.
Yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and just walk up to his room because now I know where his room is.
Yes, you do. And the second you get up the stairs, you can hear the sounds of him furiously masturbating.
Somebody's in his house and the door's unlocked. What the fuck?
I am following him.
Weird side effects.
Oh, the witch is the best class.
Especially when you have a DM like me that just doesn't give a shit.
You know.
Hold on a sec.
I think my red cell was broke.
Okay, so wait, weapon? Did you go or?
He said, "Give him a moment."
Okay.
I think almost everyone needs to compose themselves.
Yeah, I'm good.
I found something that's even worse. Sorry, wrong post. I accidentally goofed. I was trying to copy.
By the way,
something that's even worse.
I think we can all agree. I think we can all agree which is the best fucking skin.
Yes, watch that. It's like 5 seconds.
I can't.
All right, sure.
I can't. I will watch it later.
I'm gonna click on it right now.
I'm gonna regret this. Yep, regretting that.
Always regretting everything.
Oh, that.
You know what?
That pause says it all.
remember the minute during that time I went silent for like 2 minutes. I was laughing at that for like 2.
Fair.
Hey, why would you show us this?
Because it's extremely cursed.
Also, for everyone who is wondering, B has sent us a GIF of Andrew Yang with
Is that Andrew Yang?
Yes, that's Andrew Yang.
Oh
A
god.
shirtless, buff Andrew Yang, with nipple rings connected by a gold chain with the word math in the middle of them, as it pans up his body, and he gives you a wink.
I'll pretend to know what the fuck that's supposed to be a reference to in general.
His,
Like,
his slogan is literally math. Make America think harder.
Oh. I actually don't hate that slogan. But
I did not want to see Andrew Yang in that context whatsoever. Yet, he has been presented that way now.
you know what? This is kind of the Critical Role equivalent of everyone taking a break.
Yeah.
Yeah, why must you do that to Andrew Yang, B? He's just trying to give us math.
He's trying to give us $1,000 a month in any way he can.
Man's just working his hardest.
So he's gonna be stripping and doing BDSM videos on the internet to make the money to give out? Or what are we getting at here?
Andrew Yang is a determined man.
He's now a CNN commentator.
I love how we're talking about like a political figure, but not really having any political edge to this conversation. It's just random shit.
I've sent this to like 10 people so far.
Sorry about that.
It's fine. We had a enlightening discussion about Andrew Yang.
Yeah.
I posted a
I just want
GIF
to throw
that...
this. I just want to throw this out there because this is the funniest shit to me. I watched the recent Democratic debates. Well, kind of. I didn't watch the full thing because I got bored after like the third time they blew the fuck up for no fucking reason.
Well, it's a debate. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
I was posting it because it was a meme.
I just want to point out the fact that when you watch the Democratic debate and then you watch Trump debate, Trump looks like the only adult. That's a problem.
I think the problem is that there's way too many Democrats trying to debate right now, and that's the problem.
Exactly.
It's still hilarious to me that Trump looks like an adult compared to the Democratic debates.
Well, not get too political. The entire point of this was because I saw a funny but cursed meme.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
And I don't really put any... I disagree with what you just said is what I'm trying to get at. Anyway.
So yes, Brandon Turner was furiously masturbating when we left off.
Yes.
Yes, he was.
So, Dimitri is just going to... you know what? Dimitri's going to, wave Joseph up, and I'm just going to kind of indicate to the door, and I'm just going to whisper, give it a kick.
Do I hear this? Do I
Yes.
hear what's going on behind the door?
Yes. Everyone can hear what he is doing.
Except Marianne, because Marianne is lost in thought.
And Sharu gives 2 shits.
I hate that this is becoming a theme. And I kick the door down.
Alright. You kick open the door, revealing Brandon butt-ass naked in his desk chair with the weirdest porn on his monitor that you're not even sure how is working.
Would he get a string on him for this?
It's like,
Yeah, you all get a string on him.
Woot! That's my second one because of his sexual nature.
And Marianne is in another part of the house because she remembered where her clothes.
Yep.
I mean, you're still probably gonna see this somehow.
It's fine. Marianne is too good for this. And then I just All right, cultist. Surrender or
Shush. No. We have to talk to him first. At which point, I'm going to indicate for Joseph and myself we're going to go try and tie him up to the chair while he's naked before he has a chance to react.
I
And
just
Skylar.
want to specify, he does not even realize you are there.
I know.
He is just
I'll just
going
go
on.
to. I'll just turn to Skylar because I assume she is with us because she said she would tie the knot.
She's the one tying the knot.
Yeah, because as we can see by my keeping cool rule, I don't know how to knot.
You do not know how to knot.
So yeah,
cannot not.
she would be here, and I'm assuming Danny and Sharu would be here as well because they had no reason to be anywhere else, especially because we could all hear this shit.
Danny stopped about halfway through and says, "Nope, fuck this shit, I'm out."
That's fair. Go wait in the car.
All right, yeah,
or grab some shit. Who cares? Nobody else is home.
Yeah, I guess with Skylar's help, we will start tying up Brandon.
Oh, dear fucking God. The moment it said weird side effect, I'm just like, this is Brandon. This will be funny. Oh, God.
And it
Yeah,
took...
it's not that hard. It's
Yeah,
not
okay.
that hard.
So we're gonna tie him up, and I'm going to grab like his shirt or whatever and just toss it over his crotch.
I
I'm assuming you're binding his hands too, so he
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's like
Yeah.
no, he is incapacitated.
Yeah. Do you want us to roll volatile for this?
Don't bother.
I'm just gonna shut the monitor because Joseph does not. I do not fully understand what he is watching. I know what it's supposed to be. I understand the context, but it's the exact nature of the actions that are making him make me uncomfortable. So I'm shutting it.
So, with that, I am going to I'm gonna drop the binding hex so that stops. And I'm going to, because he's in his desk chair, I'm going to just kind of kick the desk. Oh God, I just realized one of them's at a football game and he can't hurt anyone. Oh, it's gonna be funny.
I was already going to realize that.
Oh God, which is the best class? Anyway. Okay. So, Dimitri is going to drop that. He's going to pop open the drawer on his desk, grab 2 more flash drives to replace the ones to replace the one he lost, and get one for later. So I'm just gonna add a couple more. I'm just gonna add 2 more of those to my list, and he's going to sit on his desk, pushing his shit out of the way. All right, so we're going to have a chat.
He seems very confused, very uncomfortable, and doesn't really seem like he knows what the fuck is going on.
Dimitri is going to Dimitri is going to rest his foot on his chair and just kind of push him a little bit away from the desk. All right, so we have been doing a nice little independent investigation, and it turns out that either you or your brother is a lying piece of scum. So, and I'm going to grab him by the neck, locking eyes with him, and begin speaking in tongues as I'm going to cast Ring of Lies.
All right.
Adverse effect.
Adverse effect. So does that mean you take a harm?
No, weird side effect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, this is going to be really simple. There have been some notes left on Skylar here's desk, mostly last year. Was that you?
I can do better.
I mean,
You know,
dude,
no,
we can just threaten him with violence.
that also works. But what I think I'm going to do instead, I'm going to drop the hex, and I'm going to go, look, this is really simple. You can choose to answer me or not, and here's how we're going to do this instead. And I'm going to instead begin chanting a different sentence, and I am going to begin. And this time I am going to knock over his desk chair so he is on the floor. And I am going to begin chanting again, and this time I will cast illusions. And I want him to see maggots. Strange side effect.
See, I kind of hate the fact that you keep picking strange side effects, because we both know who this character is, and you have gone through his folders.
Uh-huh. Oh, do you want me to go Darkest Self? I can go Darkest Self.
No, you picked your poison.
Yeah, I picked my poison.
He is now painfully aroused.
Good for him. There's still a shirt over his dick, so I'm okay with it. That being said, he should also be seeing maggots writhing across his body, and if that's getting him off, oh god, yeah, you're right. I did see his shit.
Necrophilia.
You know what? You know what? I'm just gonna go. You know what? I keep misunderstanding who you're talking to. Drop the illusion. Let's try this one more goddamn time. And then I'm going to start getting angry. Ring of Lies.
Okay. Thank God.
Oh, finally.
And also, Dimitri's going to kick him in the dick.
Roll volatile.
Ouch.
Yeah, we'll borrow.
Oh. It was a light summer
You
breeze.
somehow seem to make him even more aroused.
I'm doing it again.
Dimitri.
I'm not gonna let you experience this from doing the same thing over and over again.
No. I'm going to do it one more time, and if I fail, I'm going to fail. But I'm just going to go, why won't you fucking stop?
It's a partial success on fucking hurting someone. I don't even remember.
I don't remember what that does.
It's they learn something about your true nature. You decide how much the harm is, and there's one more thing, I think.
Or I become my darkest self. I'm becoming my darkest self.
Alright, so he now has a harm. Kick him in the dick and it finally starts to hurt.
Dimitri, I get you're upset, but don't go too far with this.
Just try and fucking stop me.
You seem
Now,
to...
fucking answer me. You useless fucking worm.
I almost want to be an asshole and say this is where we end the session.
No, we're seeing this through.
Yeah, we do have a little bit more time left. And what was the question again? Because I, as the DM, do not remember.
Were you the one putting the notes on her desk?
He just. There's a moment of pause before he just kind of nods slowly.
Why?
I was paid to.
By who?
Just kind of shrugs.
I punch him in the nose.
He moans.
I'm rolling
Jesus.
volatile for this.
Oh God.
Actually, no, this will be better.
Fuck you.
And I will choose to reveal something about my true nature, which is like my super strength.
Alright, he does gain a string on you. Give me a moment. Alright. Still moans, though.
Now, Brandon, right? You can either be honest and I kick your ass, or you can be dishonest and he does something worse and I motion to Dimitri.
And I can make sure that your every fucking waking moment be full of pain, and not the kind you so obviously enjoy.
So, and I pick up his desk chair and set him right face up.
And at this point, also, Dimitri is just going to turn his computer back on, pull up his email, and just begin sending files on his computer. Just basically compose an email and basically CC everyone and put one hand over send.
So, either you tell us who paid you to give Skylar those notes, which led to the death of various people, or things aren't pleasant for you anymore. How's that sound?
I'm sure your parents would love to know what you're into.
Oh fuck. I don't know their name.
Where did you meet them then? They had to give you the money somehow.
I met them on Tor, on the dark web forum.
Let me guess. Bitcoin?
Yeah,
Okay. And how much did they offer you to do this?
a lot.
Okay. So,
Alright, change of plans. I'm afraid I don't know jack or shit about computers, so you are going to tell our good friend Dimitri here how to access the person that paid you to get people murdered.
Well,
Just take his hard drive. We could get it from my deck and dig it out.
no, I'm well aware of the kind of shit this fucker has on his computer. Not all of it's porn, the rest of it's viruses.
And and
So-
at this moment, you can hear down the hall. I found my clothing, guys. Where?
We're in Brandon's room. Be wary, he's naked.
Ain't nothing I haven't seen before.
Disappointingly small, isn't it?
Is there anything I need to be concerned about?
He's
No,
all
he's
broken nose,
tied to a
maybe?
chair. Also, broken nose, probably.
Oh yeah, probably.
Alrighty, I'll get the first aid kit.
Thank you.
Yeah, Marianne comes up the hallway with the first aid kit, noticing that knowing that Brandon is naked and not really giving a shit. She starts to mend his broken.
Alrighty then. That's gonna. I have a quick question. Quick question.
Okay.
And I do have to ask this. This is for Marianne.
I know what you're. I
Do
think
you
I know
do-
what you're gonna ask.
Do you do it delicately and intimately, perhaps with erotic subtext?
No, I've known him since I was a kid.
Doesn't change the question.
This is actually
It's part of the
something
rules. It's part of the rules. We have to ask.
Are you delicate and intimate about it?
Or are you just fucking like
Perhaps-
jerking his nose back in place and shoving
Intimate.
cotton up it?
Intimate in the way that someone who's a family member would be.
Not trying to hurt him. Okay.
Not
That's-
trying to hurt him, but being delicate like a family member, like you're looking in the eyes of someone who is family.
Okay. I will still rule that as too hard. Guilty. All right.
All right. So. No, he's going to show me right now because he can't lie to me without pain. Isn't that right?
Does he explain how to do it?
He does explain it's a lot of. It's gonna be no, 2 over, 1 up. Yeah, that folder. Okay. It is needlessly complicated to get to the browser used to access the dark web, and after a while, it becomes honestly just listening to him slowly tell you how to type in an address. Because it takes a long ass time.
In the process, I go and lock the door, and I guess I'll just be keeping sort of watch.
Alright. While they are slowly getting to this forum, is there anything anyone else would like to do?
I'm going to also, in the middle of this, I'm going to ask, does your brother know about this?
Yeah, because you can tell that dick for brains anything and hope it stays secret. Totally.
Was that a lie or truth? I can't tell.
He's being a dick, but telling the truth.
What's going on here? I have to ask.
Oh, turns out he's a huge fucking pervert who also might have been part of the reason why my friend and some people that I've never met before died. So, he gets whatever's coming to him.
I didn't kill anybody.
Oh, no, but you are an accomplice.
Marianne looks at Brandon with abject horror.
Now, let us have some fun here, and we're going to kind of finish this off. So, I am still in my darkest self.
Yeah.
I am going to, after we get all this sorted out, I'm going to go, and is that all? Is that everything we need to do? Are we good from here on out?
I mean, so long as you only talk to the one guy, you should be fine.
Perfect. So, in that case, I'm going to right up his chair. I'm going to drag him down the stairs, keeping him steady. Move him up to the front door. I'm going to look him in the eyes, and I'm going to attempt to cast on him. I'm going to cast illusions. I want him to see demonic visages and false prophecies. And I'm going to open the door drag him out to the driveway and push him down it.
As he does this, I go and grab the chair. Dimitri? Stop.
He is part of the reason why Christina is dead.
She might not be dead. If you can access her senses, that means she's alive somehow.
No, I can access her senses, and I'm going to indicate to Skylar. So, they deserve to be punished for everything that they've done.
They do. But we're not the punishers.
Dimitri is going to nod. And he's going to help drag Brandon back inside, drop the illusion, go back upstairs, grab 2 more flash drives. Those are for later.
You have a lot of flash drives, and he has none left.
Now, let's talk to this guy, because at the end of the day, he's the one who set all this in motion, and the one that we need to deal with directly.
All right. You know what? I am a little too on edge for this. If you'll give me a moment, I'm going to go blow off some steam. Would the rest of you please take care of this? And Dimitri is going to go down to one of the other rooms. He's going to remove the illusion. He's going to sit down, and he's going to put down one of the flash drives. And he's going to place his hand against it. And the flash drive is going to degrade, rust, and turn to dust as he withers his eyes.
Oh, shit.
Alright, well, next time someone talks to Brandon, they will figure out what that does.
For now, I'm just assuming that we don't know this is happening yet.
And Dimitri is going to stand up, take a deep breath, slick his hair back, splash some water on his face, and go back to the room.
While this was going on, I think Sharu seems like he knows a bit about computers, so I think I would leave sort of the talking to him.
Yeah, you kind of would.
There is a long series of messages between these two people. The usernames are essentially meaningless, complete gibberish, or maybe a language you don't understand. And though a lot of the messages from the person he's talking to are poorly formatted, they're definitely very concise. There is a more recent message that has not been responded to yet that simply says, "Are you available again?"
Oh. So, I relay once Dimitri comes back in, he's gonna relay everything.
All right. Say yes, but say this time you want double.
Sharu types it in. And hits send.
Alright. gives 5-10 minutes before a response comes through. This one a little stiffer in its word choice. Simply a query of why the sudden change in price.
Things are
Say-
getting weird.
No.
No.
Say it led to an incident and people are people are starting to get curious. Riskier now.
I'm gonna go with Joseph's.
Yes. Yes, that.
Sorry. There's another decently long delay. Skylar eventually slipping out of the room. Not sure where to, though she is generally likely not to go very far, considering what Dimitri can do to her, no matter the distance.
Uh,
Uh,
if things look controlled, I actually will go with and check on Skylar.
she's just sitting downstairs.
In that case, I'll just sit with her, I guess.
Alright. As the long pause comes to an end, a new message coming through saying, "Isn't danger something you enjoy?"
Money is also something I enjoy. The better the reward, the better the excitement.
Yep, replay that.
The next message comes surprisingly quick. The text's a bit rougher, not as clean cut as it was before, simply saying, "Who are you? You're not him." As you realize, he's smart enough to tell the difference between one person writing and another.
Looks like we got caught.
I am going to get up, walk up to his computer, and just say, and I'm going to type, "The one who is going to find you and make you pay for the lives you've helped take." Hit send, and then I'm plugging the virus flash drive into his computer.
Alright.
And loading that shit up.
Okay. Oh my. Doesn't take long for the virus to take hold. The computer quickly frying itself.
And I'm going to take that out, pocket that, because that might be the most useful item I've gotten this entire campaign.
Definitely good for covering your tracks.
Yep.
It's why it's the one flash drive of his I will never use for Hex. It's everything else. I am going to go, all right, dead end. We've got a little bit more information. We have some fun rituals we can do to try and get a lead. I feel better about myself. Let's cover our tracks and get out of here.
One question, Dimitri.
Yeah.
Is this someone who I should, well, at this point, cut ties with?
Probably. Oh, very much probably. And I'm going to place down one more flash drive. And I am going to. Am I able to cast the same hex multiple times on the same person?
I'm assuming you're referring to illusion.
No. I'm
Wither.
going to wither him again.
The wither effect would have run its course by now.
So his eyes have been affected, but I could wither him again.
Yes.
I'm going to cast wither again. The flash drive crumbling into dust. And I can sense that didn't work. So I'm going to burn one more to cover my tracks.
Out of curiosity, from downstairs, would I be able to tell that things kind of have wrapped up?
Much stronger than usual with an adverse side effect. I am targeting his voice.
All right. I know what that has done. If you want to check on him, you can.
Marianne went upstairs one last time to get a final look at the person she once called a.
He's downstairs by
I'm
the
sorry.
where I have
Sorry.
thrown.
Sorry, I missed a step.
Yeah,
You're
no,
fine.
I dragged him back inside.
And I kicked him back over.
And then I dragged
Yep.
him back again as soon as you were upstairs.
Marianne kneels down to get to face level with the down
As you
Brandon.
get close, you see his eyes are a milky white and look almost rotten, and that blood is pouring from his mouth. He is not breathing.
Do I see this?
You did not specify you were in the same room. Remember, they have a big first floor.
Dimitri.
At that, would I hear?
You would
Yeah,
hear.
I'm pretty sure Marianne screaming for Dimitri would be easy for anyone to hear.
Alright, in that
Dimitri
case,
would just be standing in his room, his hand digging into his desk.
I'll run in and see what Marianne's screaming about. Marianne, what's wrong? And, shit.
Yeah, his mouth's bleeding. His eyes are milky white. What do I do in this case? I don't know.
Call? Okay, this is
Sharu
going
comes,
to sound...
Sharu comes down.
Call... I don't know, call the hospital or something.
I got this.
I'll get Dimitri and maybe he can deal with this now. And I will run up, and as soon as I'm up there, I'm going to just I'm just going to punch Dimitri right across the face.
Roll volatile.
The second I see him binding.
Failed anyway. Oh wow, that's a minimum roll.
And Sharu sitting downstairs hearing the screaming.
And you are now bound. You should really know better than to cross me when I'm like this.
And you should know better than to fucking kill people.
Is he dead?
Yeah, he is very dead. His throat is bleeding. His eyes have rotted out of their skull, and we don't have a way to stop this now.
Fucking Christ. Okay.
You have incredible powers, and quite frankly, you're not using them responsibly. So fix this shit, or the
He is just grabbing his computer, yanking it out of the wall, and throwing it across the room. And he goes, "Fine." And he undoes the wither on his voice.
Marianne is sobbing very ugly tears at this moment. Frozen in the moment.
Sharu actually doing what his mother taught him about keeping stuff.
Sharu, you watch as, and you can feel as what was essentially more or less an eviscerated trachea is put back together. but he is still more or less drowning in his own blood.
Well, he's getting him to where he's basically on the side, so it's draining out.
Dimitri is going to come downstairs. He's going to push the man out of the. He's going to push Sharu out of the way, and he is going to begin to fix him. And he's going to start giving him chest compressions and trying to pump the blood out of his throat and lungs, and he is just going to speak. I know you can hear me, you worthless motherfucker. I am saving your life only because other people care about it. I know you know what I can do to you when you piss me off. You are going to repent. You are going to tell no one of what happened. You are going to lie your fucking ass off. And you are going to explain the mess here and what has happened. And I swear, if you ever cross me or do anything to any of us ever again, I will do so much worse to you. And the fate I have in store for you is worse than the death you almost experienced. Do you fucking understand me?
While you are doing this, though he does end up breathing and gasping for breath, you can feel the chest compressions breaking ribs.
And Dimitri is just going to grab him by the throat. Do you understand?
I won't tell anyone. Please just leave me the fuck alone.
Good. Your eyes are payment for your sins. I have plenty of leverage on you. Now you fell down the stairs and you hurt yourself. Are we understood?
Yeah.
Good. Good. You got into your parents' liquor cabinet. You got some booze, some vodka, something strong. It got your eyes. You stumbled. You were a bad boy. You should not have done what you did. And now, if you have understood the wrath I can bring upon you, I will leave your life forever. And I will bring you no more harm. But it is yours. This is your fate. You decide what I do with it. And Dimitri is going to get up. He's going to go to the bathroom. He's going to splash water on his face. Deep breaths. Very deep breaths. And he's going to collect himself.
As soon as the Dimitri went to do his thing, and as soon as I've made sure that Brandon is going to live, I'm just going to look at everyone. When Dimitri comes back, tell him I walked home, and with that, I'm gonna leave.
Just
What, Sharu?
if you need help with anything, come on by.
Thanks. Just
Hell,
for a while, I'm gonna need to figure this out on my own. I'm down for a lot of things. If it's just roughing a guy up, I have no problem with that, but I draw the line at this shit. And you all should too. And then I'm gonna leave.
Marianne. Oh,
Dimitri is in the
Real quick.
bathroom, just clutching the sink, hyperventilating.
Do not forget to mark your new string on Marianne, Dimitri.
Okay. I didn't realize I got one.
I meddled in the affairs of non-moral kind, and you were the primary involvement in that, so you can get a strike.
Yep, down the rabbit hole.
All right.
She picks you. That's how that works. Dimitri is freaking the fuck out. Marianne is freaking the fuck out. Joseph has stormed the fuck off, and Danny is poking her head in like, oh, fuck, not again.
Marianne moves down to Brandon. He's a lot more conscious now, but he's still struggling. So I'm going to call an ambulance.
She just nods painfully.
Marianne,
Still tied to a chair.
Naked.
Marianne
Dimitri is going
loosens-
to come downstairs, pull out a switchblade, still hyperventilating, cut him free, bring his desk chair back upstairs, leave him naked on the ground, take the rope with him.
Marianne calls the ambulance and leaves Brandon with a single note, or the single message. Will I ultimately forgive you? All right. Will I continue to be your friend? No. And Cassie will know what happened. I will doctor it, but she will know some of what you've done, and we will lose both of us.
Dimitri finishes setting everything up, and he goes, I'm going to wait in the car. You found him like this. You told me you were missing things. You came to get your clothes. He's going to kind of like try and reach out, like he's going to try and get a hug or something to ground him and thinks better of it. And he is going to storm out into the car. And he goes, Danny, please come with me. Please, please.
Yeah, fuck it. Someone get Skylar out of here too. And she just follows after.
Yes, shit. Fuck, I forgot she was there.
Come on, Skylar.
Things went too far, things went too far. Fuck, again. He's just gonna get into his car. If anyone asks, I saw what happened to him, and that's what shook me up.
Enough.
Okay.
I have helped you through this before. Breathe,
Yes.
buddy. Come on.
He kind of is gonna reach out and just kind of take her hand and squeeze it. He just goes, okay. We covered our tracks.
Marianne composes herself and waits for the ambulance. When they do arrive, she herself leads them in and they stretcher Brandon. Afterwards, Marianne walks out slowly, closes the door, and gets in the car.
All right. I've composed myself.
We're gonna have to talk to cops.
Yeah, we are.
Mm-hmm.
Things got out of hand.
You think?
I need you guys to ground me when I get like this, please. I can't control myself. My hexes, they go too far. They get way too strong. I wasn't even trying to kill him. I was just trying to stop him from speaking.
I know. And we both know that when you're like this, anyone between you and what you're mad at is also going to get hurt.
Yeah, shit, I hexed. Fuck. I'm going to drop the hex on Joseph. And I'm going to just kind of grab on to Danny and just hold on to her and just go, thank you.
It's best for you probably to just...
It's hard to get him not like this when his grandma's magic is fucking with his head. You're gonna have to go to the hospital. You have to apologize.
God damn it.
And great. My
God damn it.
mom's.
God damn it. God damn it. God damn it. God damn it. Fine. Fucking fine. Sharu,
Yeah,
you're kind. How good are you at making promises?
I'm very good at making promises. We even make contracts.
I'm going to turn around and I'm going to grab him by the shirt collar. Promise me that if I get like this, you will do everything in your power to stop me.
I promise you.
And in return, I promise you that I trust you. And I am going to lift the hex I have on him.
So, fun thing about making a promise with me. You gain experience.
Oh,
I
that's
level
actually
up.
perfect timing. Yeah, you take it. You advance.
And if I do everything in my power to stop you, and if I can't, which breaks the promise, I get experience.
Well, wouldn't it be more accurate if you didn't do everything in your power to stop him?
No, because because I'm trying to stop him the best of my abilities, which I am not the best person to, because I'm built for hot and not volatile.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the +1 to my stats and I'm going to up my dark.
Yeah, that is a solid route for you to take. You really feel that dark influence twisting your mind.
All right. Let's go to the hospital.
This is gonna be a fun explanation to my mother. She's
You met us at the party. We thought we'd hang out today. Marianne mentioned that she needed to stop by his house to get his clothes. We found him like that. It's that simple.
yeah. It's more of they don't know I went to a party.
In that case, we met at school. Marianne went to the party. It's so easy to change it.
Yeah, and it's true I went to the party. My parents know I went to the party, so.
Don't worry. None of this is a problem. Holy fuck, I am actually in real life shaking. Okay.
Gotta love being a method actor, my guy. That was literally me on Tuesday.
And that was literally, I was actually soaking when I was doing Sharu. That's also why it took me so long to do it. I was trying to get back in the mind frame.
Right.
I do want to say, as you pull out of the drive, make your way down the road towards the hospital, tense, scared, and honestly still pretty fucking angry, I'm going to end the session there.
Alrighty, guys. Hey, I have a quick question for all of y'all.
Yes.
First off, Weapon, our master extraordinaire, where can they find you?
Other than on Archive of Our Own with the things I write in my free time, they can also find me on Twitter, because I'm actually doing that now. I have yet to actually post anything, though, because I'm fucking lazy. But, yeah, just WeaponMojo, one word, no caps.
Alright. Next person. Joseph himself, Thad. Where can they find you?
Uh, I have my own YouTube channel. It's Ronin XXO. I do a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Gonna try to start sort of expanding what I do soon. So, if you're into JoJo's or anything like that, maybe check it out. It's pretty good. I'm also on Twitter as just Ronin XXO. But yeah, no, it's just check me out on YouTube if you like Yu-Gi-Oh! And anime and so on, stuff like that, then maybe you'll have a good time with it.
Hey, Runic.
I do not have social media and do not have a YouTube channel. I at one point attempted to stream on Twitch, and I have not followed through on that. I am busy a lot of the time, so
Yeah.
this might be the only place you're seeing me. But I mean, hey, if this picks up, I'll probably do other things as well.
And we probably will be doing more of tabletop RPG type of podcasts. Hey,
Oh yeah, that's true.
hey, B.
So, my main social media is more regards to things I do rather than my own personal one. I do have a Twitter, but it's for my radio show.
And
My main oh,
what is that radio show?
so I do a radio show with WUSC, which is the radio station for the University of South Carolina. I am on Saturdays from 2 to 4 p.m. with my host, Mojo. Yes, I know. The host is named Mojo.
No relation.
And the Twitter is literally called Town Mojo because, well, it auto-created a tag.
Alrighty.
I mostly post when the show is starting and ending. I usually forget to post.
And myself. You can find me at TJ Kaze on both Twitter, here, and Twitch. And I think that's about does it for everything. Thank you
Yeah.
all for joining us this evening. I hope you all have a great night, and we'll see you next episode.
Yay!
See you guys then.
See you then.